to another episode of On the Top Lane with your host, with the most, Blades Only. So, we are currently first in the standings, and we are going to be how can I say this? We are going to be going into Atlanta. So I kind of messed up, guys. And what I mean by messing up is that excuse me. What I mean by messing up is that we're going to go into the standings here, and we're going to go into, I don't know, we're going to go into the results in Daytona. So as you can see, Jimmy Johnson won the race, Joey Logano came in second, and I came in third, and Ryan Blaney came in fourth, and Matt DiBenedetto came in fifth, and William Byron came in sixth, and Christopher Bell, and Kevin Harvick, and Chase Elliott, and Eric Jones rounds out the top 10. And I had B.J. McLeod and Ryan Newman and Brad Keselowski. So Brad Keselowski did show a good result in Daytona. I thought he came in the lower 30s, but he didn't. He stayed in the middle of the pack. See, I did not know that because I did not look at the standings. I forgot the results from Daytona, so I really did not know about this. And just to keep everybody like kind of updated or whatever, I do play on full races. So like, I don't know, my races are like 2 hours long. My races are like 2 hours long. So yeah, my races are like 2 hours long, and that's why I think a lot of people just don't tune into my channel because the races are so long. But like I said, I'm really a simulated guy, and I like different outcomes and everything like that. So that's why, it's like, so that's why my races are like 2 hours long, because I play the full race. I don't cut everything in half. So Brad Keselowski did have a good showing out in Daytona on the first race of the year. The only difference is that he didn't make it into the top 10, but he did make it into the top 20. So, and Josh Bilicki did not get a top 5 or a top 10. So as you can see in Phoenix, when I was talking about Josh Bilicki having a monster rookie season and consistently getting top 10s, he didn't. He got into the top 20 in Daytona, but he did not get into the top 10. So my bag on that. So I'm just giving you guys a quick little update on the results here. As Ryan Preece made the top 20 in Daytona, and then you can see all your rest of your guys down here, and there it is. Alex Bowman and Kurt Busch. And Eric Almirola, Kyle Busch came in 34th, Clint Boyer in 35th, Matt Kenseth and all them, and Buescher and Martin Truex. But the only reason, and Denny Hamlin DNF'd. So Denny Hamlin did DNF. And Martin Truex did not have a good Daytona. So that was your results from Daytona, and here's your results from Vegas. So I won Vegas, and then Josh Bilicki came in second, and Joey Logano came in third, and Kyle Busch came in fourth, Matt Kenseth fifth, Martin Truex Jr. sixth, Brad Keselowski. Brad did have a good outing in Vegas. I remember that. So he did have a top 10. So his season has not been all for naught, like I was trying to say in Phoenix. His season did have a good season, and Denny Hamlin and Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick made the top 10. So those are your standings for Vegas, and you can see Kurt Busch had came in 12th place, and again, right when I said Ryan Blaney kept on getting top tens, he didn't. He got a top 20 in Vegas, but he did not get a top 10. So I just want to clear that up. And Clint Boyer got himself into the top, and Eric Almirola actually did decent enough to get a top 20 in Vegas, and Christopher Bell and Austin Dillon. As I said, Austin Dillon is having an awful year and is pretty much just laying down. But Austin Dillon did have a good outing and at least got himself some kind of points and got himself into respectability in Vegas as he got himself a top 20. So here's where reality set in through the other races when Auto Club came in. Denny Hamlin was your Denny Hamlin was your Auto Club 400 winner, and Kevin Harvick came in second. Kyle Busch came in third. I came in fourth. Josh Bilicki, Ryan Blaney, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex, B.J. McLeod, and Ryan Newman and Eric Jones rounds out the top 10. Alex Bowman and Kurt Busch. This is where Kurt Busch kept on. He only had a bad outing in Daytona, so maybe that's what I was talking about. But you know, he stayed in that top 20, and so you know that's probably why he snuck into the playoffs. And Clint Boyer did too. So a lot of these drivers I'm not really paying attention to because of the standings. I'm not really going down far enough to see where they end up. As you see, Joey Logano, he was a lap down. I think in Auto Club, he was a lap down. So Joey Logano really, after some strong showings in Daytona and Vegas, kind of like blew an egg here. And look at Joey Gase. Joey Gase got a top 20, and Chris Buescher got a top 20. See, I didn't even know Chris Buescher got a top 20 in Auto Club. So, yeah, so, you know, and as you see William Byron here, dropping out of the top 20. So, then you see Austin Dillon here, and Jimmy Johnson DNF'd in Auto Club. After having a strong start, and Jimmy Johnson really has had a lot of success over his career in Auto Club. As you can see, that was Jimmy's hometown raceway. So Jimmy not really happy with himself, and it showed in Phoenix how frustrated he was. But yeah, that was in Brad Keselowski DNF too in Auto Club. So that's why I kept on saying that they had a bad year. But you know, all through these races they had a pretty decent showing. So I'm just giving you guys updates on the standings and where these drivers finished. And you see Phoenix here, where we got that big payout here in Phoenix here, as Reddick won his second race of the year and really put RCR in good position, and he won one for Richard Childress yesterday afternoon, as he got that big payout from being in first place. And again, Ryan Blaney and Josh Bilicki is in the top 10. So after Daytona, Bilicki really stepped up his game and started finishing in the top 10. So did Blaney. Blaney had a top 10 in Daytona, but really got into the top 20 in Vegas, and then Auto Club really got back into the top, you know. So he's consistently finishing in the top 10. The only bad race that he had was in Daytona, which I don't really call that a bad outing. That was just, you know, like I said, anybody can win and lay a goose egg in Atlanta. So here are the standings for right now as the playoff standings. And like I said, everybody's neutral. The only one that's lacking in points is Jimmy Johnson. after DNFing an Auto Club. So that strong finish that Jimmy had during Daytona and in Vegas really didn't mean anything, because he really didn't finish strong. He finished strong, but he really didn't earn the points that he needed in Vegas. And after DNFing in Auto Club, he really didn't have the points enough to keep up. So that's why Jimmy Johnson is in third place in the playoffs, because he's actually won a race. He's won the Daytona, and Denny Hamlin won the Auto Club. And you can see Reddick, he won Vegas and Phoenix. So a lot of these drivers need to start winning races, as Kurt Busch is finally in the playoffs, in the playoff hunts, and actually in the point standing. So he's fighting with Benedetto, and he's fighting with Martin Truex Jr. to try to climb up. So let's see if the veteran Kurt Busch can do that. To be another storyline we can go by, as Alex Bowman is on that bubble of losing to either Christopher Bell, Clint Boyer, Brad Keselowski, and either Ryan Preece. I don't really think Suarez is going to do anything. I think he's going to drop out of the and fall into that no man's land and never recover. But Christopher Bell and Clint Boyer and Brad Keselowski and Ryan Preece has a good chance to able to catch up to Alex Bowman and really get him out of that 16th spot. Or if BJ McLeod falls back down to earth, BJ is exceeding expectations, as he's in the playoffs, and nobody thought that BJ would ever be there. So he can drop back down to earth and give Christopher Bell, Clint Boyer, and Brad Keselowski and Ryan Preece a fight. As you can see, the Rocket Man, Ryan Newman, and Eric Jones. And see a lot of Joe Gibbs racers in here, and a lot of as William Byron needs wins. William Byron was in the playoff hunt in the Daytona, but really dropped back down to earth, as half of the Hendrick Motorsports guys were in there. But you see, need points. Christopher Bell, Clint Boyer, Brad, Ryan, and Daniel need points. Actually, Jimmy needs points, because he's way behind. The only time he got that is because he won that Daytona. So that's the only reason why he's in the playoffs, but he's in danger of not having a really good year and falling out of the playoffs and not making the next round if the playoffs were to, happen here. So Jimmy Johnson really needs to start, getting points here. So a lot of decision, a lot of points need to be earned by these drivers like Bowman and BJ McLeod. Let's see if BJ McLeod can drop back down to earth. Even Josh Bilicki, as I said, that Reddick and Bilicki was having a rivalry of Rookie of the Year. So, just a lot of these drivers are and have great storylines. So let's see. Let's see if Jimmy Johnson can actually finish strong here in Atlanta Motor Speedway. So we are going to jump in. Excuse me, guys. I was just trying to give you guys an update on the point standings and what happened in the other ones, because there's some things that I did not say. That I said that were not accurate. As I said, Brad Keselowski is having a bad year. He's actually really not having a bad year. He's just really struggling on points, and he's finishing strong, but he's not finishing in that top 10 or that top 5 or even winning races. So the only one that really needs to step on the gas is Jimmy Johnson. As you can see, he's won a race this year, but again, his points. So if Jimmy really wants to start doing good and being competitive, he really needs to start finishing strong and getting them points up. So as I say, guys, I'm new to the Heat series. Welcome, viewer, to my channel. This is Off on the Top Lane with Blades Only. And I do a lot of racing games and a lot of racing content. And actually, I'm new to this Heat game, these Heat series. And so you're going to see me kind of struggle and make mistakes on tracks, as I won in Phoenix yesterday, I think. Yeah, I won in Phoenix and it was my first time playing that track. And you can go back to my gameplay and actually see. But yeah, yeah. If you're new to my channel, like, and even comment and subscribe to my channel. So yeah, let's get going with Atlanta, and let's see if Josh. I keep on saying Josh Reddick. I'm thinking about that baseball minor league player for the Dodgers. That's what I'm thinking about. Tyler Reddick. Let's see if Tyler Reddick can build off that huge win that he had in Phoenix, as he won a big payout in Phoenix. I think it was $23.9 million for getting first place, and he won one for himself, and he won one for Richard Childress Racing. And he told everybody that he wanted to win one for Richard. So let's go into Atlanta, and let's see where we end up. So let's go. Let's go into it. Like I said, I am new to this heat game, so I don't really know about the tracks on here. I mean, I watch NASCAR in real life, so I know about the tracks in real life, but I know tracks in video games are different from reality, and you know, different. They're not really that realistic as far as real life. So I know Atlanta Speedway, you can hit over 200 miles an hour on here. So, but it's a very bumpy track. It's one of the most bumpiest tracks here in the circuit of NASCAR. So, just mind me ranting. I'm just ranting here. Let's get into it, as we're gonna skip practice, and we're just gonna keep the slider here. I play on default setup, so we're just gonna keep it like it is, and yeah, let's go. So you see the goal time in practice is 29.17, but we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna skip that, and the qualifying for the pole position is 28.871. So as you can see, Tyler Reddick, if you go back to my videos and watch my videos, you can see that Reddick has been struggling with not really straightaway speed. He's just been struggling with getting going with his car and speed. He's really not showing that good speed in the beginning, but he gets faster as the run ends. I mean, as the long run continues, as he's out there and during the long run, his car seems to be faster. So that's why he's not really getting good pole positions, or he's not really exceeding or getting a good pole. Like, he's not getting in the row. He's starting in the back and has to fight and work his way up towards the front. As you can see in Atlanta, as you can see in Phoenix, I had to fight and claw my way up to the front. It took, I think, 90 laps for me to get to the back to the front. So pretty hard to do, and pretty you know, if you're not really focused, you can get frustrated and lose your composure, and you know. But Tyler Reddick did not. He kept within himself, kept his game plan, and he moved up, and he actually won the race. So let's see if things can change here, and see if Tyler Reddick can get a good qualifying spot.
Pace cars off, coming to the green.
Alright, so as you can see, Tyler Reddick got 40th place. So he got last place. So again, starting off from the back, and let's see if he can work his way to the front. So let's see who actually got the pole. So as you can see, last time Denny Hamlin got the pole. In Auto Club, I think it was Blaney. I forgot in Vegas who got the pole, but that's we're not gonna worry about that. So who got the pole? It was Joey Logano. So Joey Logano and Kurt Busch, and again, there goes that guy again, Josh Bilicki, got a fast, showing that he got that fast car, and trying to keep up with Reddick here. Martin Truex and Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick, still Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, showing that he's got a fast car. And there goes Matthew Benedetto, who's been competitive all season long, and that historic Brother Woods car, 21. And you can see that Brother Woods car is pretty fast. And Chase Elliott rounds out the top 10 in qualifying. So we're going to jump into the race. We're going to start from the back all the way up to the front. So again, somebody had issues with their car, and they're starting in the back. So as you see, we finished 40th, but we're starting 39th. So somebody is carted back from the rear. So the stories of this race is we're going to see if Jimmy Johnson can have a good outing, and we'll see if Brad Keselowski can finally get back into that groove and start having some good points, because we see he needs points to be into that playoff. He's not in the playoff talk yet. So we'll see if he can bounce back. Again, Brad Keselowski over the years had good success in Atlanta, and Tyler Reddick hasn't. So we'll see if Tyler Reddick is going to have trouble here. And as you can see, Tyler Reddick has not been in that big one yet. He has not crashed this year. So we'll see if he's actually be a part of that big one, and we'll see if he DNFs, because as you say, Tyler hit the wall a couple times here in Vegas and Auto Club, and you see Daytona and in Phoenix, but he didn't have that big outcome as in DNFing. He didn't damage his car that much. But Atlanta, again, a very different speedway here. So Reddick needs to worry, as we're having the paint scheme of the Caterpillar paint scheme, because why not? So here we got that paint scheme because, again, why not, right? We've been using the I am second paint scheme, which is Jesus Christ, the Lord Jesus Christ. You know, it's a little thing from church. As you go look up the website, it's iamsecond.com. But actually, like I said, we are using the original Caterpillar default paint scheme number 8 car, which was the number 31 car. But again, Tyler Reddick really changing that culture of that car, and putting success and putting in victory lane as much as possible. As Tyler Reddick, again, the story to this game is that he wants Austin Dillon to get going. So let's see if he can push Austin and get Austin going, because you know Tyler Reddick would love to have his racing buddy in the playoffs with him. But enough of me talking, let's go to the race. As you can see, John Hunter Nemechek is having a stellar weekend. This car is fast. Joey Logano is your pole winner, and Denny Hamlin pre-race inspection. So Denny Hamlin forfeits the qualifying position as he starts in the back. So let's get it going. Let's see if Tyler Reddick and even Austin Dillon can turn it around. I mean, get Austin Dillon going, as the green flag's in the air here in Atlanta Motor Speedway. As you can see, that Tyler Reddick really didn't show to have a fast car as he started in the back. And you can see Denny Hamlin, after having that good horsepower in Phoenix, he still has that good horsepower, but as you can see, he forfeited his position because he failed inspection. And again, we are using the controller for this race. We're not using the wheel, we're using the controller. And Tyler drifts up. Denny Hamlin is just going to get past him with that good horsepower. And Tyler gets beat off the corner there, and really being in danger of losing these guys. You can see in Atlanta, you can lose the pack. Not really lose the pack. Oh, the contact was gone there. As you can see, Tyler's been struggling with that lately here, as he makes contact with Gone there. Luckily that wasn't an accident. Gone had good control. As you see Denny there, trying to get Denny's draft, and Denny trying to run that wall. He knows something's up there, and probably going to be good speed up there, as Joey Gaines shows that good horsepower of that good Chevrolet, and gets past Reddick, and Reddick's not buying it. Joey Gaines drifts up, and Tyler Reddick goes right underneath him. As Tyler's just not really trying to get positioned really good. That soon as he looks at his car status here, and looks at his the way how his his oil temp's going and his tires are going, and you got to figure Tyler Reddick's going to be very careful about his tire wear and his pit crew, as the spotter told us earlier today that Atlanta is a very bumpy track, so trying to limit that tire wear here and not let Reddick go into the pits that much and change that tire wear. So Tyler's really trying to ride up top. It's very difficult here in Atlanta to ride up the top because of the way the track is formed. As he gets right past Justin Haley over here, as he tries to get past Harrison Burton, but Harrison's got that good horsepower, and he runs through the tri-oval here in Atlanta, and you can see Tyler Reddick not buying it. Hug from that bottom line as he tries to get past Harrison Burton there, and actually clears Harrison Burton, as Tyler's just going to ride the bottom here. If he has to drift up towards the wall, he will, because he'll pretty much ride the top here in Atlanta. But as you can see, as he gets some RPMs up and he drifts up towards the bottom, he's going to actually hit that wall. So Tyler has to really be careful about going up there and going so fast. That's what happened to him in Phoenix a couple of times. He really didn't feel comfortable with that track, as he really wanted to go fast, but he really couldn't go fast because of the wall, the dimension of the track, the way the thing was built. Rather, Tyler really was riding the middle of the track in Phoenix, which again, he doesn't like to really ride the middle because of the contact of these drivers. You can actually get contact with drivers and actually have a pretty dangerous outcome if you stay in that middle third of the track of driving. Other drivers can bump you off the track, or make even contact with you, and you can drift up and hit that wall, and it could be a big accident. So Tyler really needs to limit that, as he tries to hug the bottom here, as he does perfectly, and they're already, as you can see, a couple drivers here. You see Stenhouse looking for that big win. Maybe he can get one here in Atlanta and steal one. He's looking for that first win of the year. Now Stenhouse is really a sneaky driver. What I mean by sneaky is that he'll hang around in the race, and then he's just a really sneaky driver. Like he'll I don't know, he'll just like be around you and around you. He'll keep hanging around, and then he'll sneak out a win. As he's a very good super speedway driver, and a good road course good road course driver. So Stenhouse really not worried about falling out of contention really that fast. He knows he can sneak out a win if he needs to. As Tyler Reddick tries to get underneath Chastain over here, he does perfectly. Trying to get under Cole Custer here and tries to ride Cole. Cole got that nice Stuart Haas number 41 paint scheme that Kurt Busch really drove that car, and so did Kevin Harvick. So a lot of famous drivers have driven the famous number 41 Stuart Haas car. As you can see, Cole Custer as a rookie in that ride this year, as you can see Daniel Suarez was in the ride last year, but Daniel really didn't do anything in it. Had poor starts in it, so as you can see, Daniel's not in that ride no more, and Daniel races with Gaunt Brothers Racing. So interesting, you know, about these drivers, as Reddick was a rookie here and driving the 31 car for RCR, and really took over Daniel Hemrick's car, as Daniel Hemrick is no longer in RCR, racing for Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series and driving the number 8 car. So again, Reddick in the Caterpillar car, which was the number 31 car for so many years, that had a lot of bad success, bad luck over the years. And as you can see, he hit that wall again. As you can see, Reddick is really not really comfortable with this track. He really doesn't know the track, and he really wants to stay high, but again, those RPMs are going so fast that he kind of nips that wall. And he really needs to be careful, because he'd have a lot of damage to his car, and even DNF. So he really needs to be careful about that damage on the car. As you see, Quint Hoff here right at the top like a champion, and Quint Hoff really knows how to drive that, ride that Chevrolet up high. As again, Tyler Reddick is hanging in the back here, but he, again, needs to be careful here in Atlanta, as Joey Logano has built a surmountable lead. And Tyler Reddick can be really in danger of going a lap down early if Logano catches up to him. Again, Logano off that pretty letdown of Phoenix, as he's got a beautiful camera angle of last race in Phoenix, as him and Reddick were side to side, and Reddick beat him off the straightaway. But again, Logano had good good corner speed, and Reddick did not. So as you can see, he's trying to ride Cole Custer's back bumper here, and Cole Custer, you know, gets that little bit of burst of speed from Reddick's draft as he gets up there and tries to get up towards the pack. As you see, Austin Dillon and his brother Ty Dillon is together. Ty really, make contact with Cole Custer there. As you see, Reddick wanted to drift up there, didn't see Cole there. Cole was right there, and said, Cole just gave him a little bump, said, "Hey, I'm right here, Reddick. What are you doing?" So Tyler really not too familiar with this track here. I mean, he's done it over his career, but he's never done it in the Cup. So again, a big learning curve for Reddick. As you can see, Reddick, Ty Dillon and Austin Dillon. As we get some reports from Ty Dillon, and Ty Dillon is racing for Germain Racing, and Austin Dillon really wants Ty Dillon, his brother, to come over to RCR. So we'll see when that develops over that goes. And Tyler Reddick gets past his racing teammate, Austin Dillon, who's really not having a good year, as he tries to draft his RCR teammate Reddick, so Reddick won't get lapped, because Reddick is definitely on the verge of being lapped. Not really showing a good car here, as Logano's got a fast car. You see Logano's already up near Reddick's ass. And again, Reddick really needs to get past, getting his foot out of the throttle. Stop really messing around with these guys in the back. That's what Reddick's doing. He's messing around with these guys in the back. Really not, you know, maybe that win in Phoenix kind of distracted him a little bit. He's really not focused in this race, as he rides his top here on the straightaway and tries to dive bomb in the bottom here. We can't really tell who that is. That is Ryan Priest, and you really can't tell who's the other guy up here. I think that is, really can't tell. I think that's Clint Boyer up there. really can't tell who that is. Oh, that's McDowell over there, and that's why we can't recognize who McDowell is. McDowell got a different paint scheme. Not the yellow love paint scheme that we seen from him yesterday. So McDowell trying to switch up his paint scheme, and Lucky's doing good. Luck has made a little contact with Reddick from down low as Reddick rides the top lane, trying to kiss the wall there. After he kissed that wall, Lucky that did not hurt Reddick, as McDowell wasn't going that fast and really couldn't capitalize on Reddick's mistake, as we see a as we see a caution. So again, Reddick was looking to be being a lap down from Logano. Logano was has shown the pack that he's got a fast car. So do we want to pit here? You see, everybody is pitting in the field. Do we want to pit? If we don't pit here, we're gonna have a huge lead. We're gonna probably be up the first. But Reddick is going to be really careful and take and pit right with the crew, as he actually moves up a spot. So Tyler Reddick moving up a spot here, and yeah, so green flag is in the air here in Atlanta Motor Speedway. So as you can see, David Reagan is right here. Tyler trying to give Tyler a good side draft here. As you see McDowell over there, that good paint scheme. I never seen McDowell have that paint scheme. Oh yeah, I did actually in real life. Watching NASCAR, and I've seen McDowell in that paint scheme before. So yeah, as you see Priest here, and McDowell gets past Reddick with ease here. As Reddick is really not showing that he's got a fast car today. The car is just not fast at all, and he's gonna actually be in danger of breaking his goals for the season, with consecutively getting top 10, as he wants to have a good outing and really separate himself from Balicki here. Josh Balicki having a good year and really exceeding expectations as a rookie, and so is Tyler Reddick, as he stays in the bottom here. That's what he wants to do. He wants to stay in the bottom. He does not really feel comfortable on the top lane right now because of how the track is. As you see, Denny Hamlin is trying to give Reddick a push on the straightaway. Reddick's just not going anywhere. Reddick's car is really slow. As you see, Hamlin try to help him out and give him a push, but again, he's not going anywhere. His car is just so slow that he's not going anywhere. You see, I think that's Clint Boyer in that paint scheme. So Clint Boyer in the new, all these Stuart Haas guys are in good paint schemes that they try to get some more points out of the season. As you see some fight from AD, his RCR teammate Austin Dillon. And that's what Reddick wants to see. Reddick wants to see, as he gets sidewinded by Custer there, and just the momentum of Custer doing that almost hit Tyler to the wall. So we don't know if that's on purpose or not. Cole Custer, I don't think that was Custer's fault. I think that was more of not even Reddick's fault, just more of the track dimension, as the wind took Reddick up the side of the wall there, and the momentum of the wind and the speed was pushing Reddick towards the wall. So I don't think that was Custer's fault. I think that was more of the track fault. As you see Kurt Busch trying to break away from the pack, as he's rebounded really well after his Chip Ganassi racing teammate DNF installed some tires yesterday at Phoenix. So again, Phoenix known for having mega mega force on your tire wear, as your tire wear can go out. I mean, have go out really quick because of the track. As you see, kind of Tyler Reddick got revenge for Cole Custer mishap there, as he gets past Custer with ease there, and gets past McDowell. So some of these drivers are starting to wear down a little bit, and you know, trying to settle down in their positions. As Tyler tries, there's a huge, you see on the map there, there's a huge gap between the back row and the front row, as there's just a huge gap there. So as they go 3 wide over there with Busher and Priest and Clint Boyer there, as Reddick has that good horsepower and goes right past them 3 wide. He's trying to hug that line, and as you see, Reddick can go up top if he wants to, but he doesn't want to go up top where there's a lot of traffic. If you go up top and there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of bumping and everything, and you got to figure with the track dimension and the wind, it's very tough to be up top near that wall and side draft that wall when there's a lot of traffic up there. There's a lot of contact, and you can go through the wall or even hit the wall and crash. So Reddick's trying to be really careful about being up there as Logano gets past Kurt Busch for the lead. And Kurt Busch, I see Logano and Kurt Busch having a little bit of duel in the front, as Kurt Busch gets the lead right back from Logano. So Logano and Kurt Busch is dueling out there. As you can see on the map that they're changing leads here, one after another there. So what a great duel. As you can see, Kurt Busch again takes the lead from Joey. So again, they're probably side drafting each other. We really can't tell because we're in Reddick's view here, and Reddick is so far behind that we really can't see the great duel that Kurt Busch and Joey Logano's having and fighting for first position. As you see, Reddick is trying to catch up to another rookie, Christopher Bell, who is in danger of really falling off the playoffs. He had a good outing in Daytona, as he was a pole winner at Daytona at the beginning of the year of the race, and really dropped back down. I wouldn't say below his standing, but he's really not really comfortable in the Cup after leaving the Xfinity Series. As you see, Matt Kenseth, who actually DNF'd yesterday in Phoenix after a faulty rear back tire. So make sure you keep an update on Matt Kenseth and see if his pit crew got over that faulty tire and really put that number 42 car back in position to win. As you see, Tyler Reddick really needs to slow down on these corners as he hugs that wall and try to catch up to David Reagan. Man, I should have used my wheel for this racetrack. I thought that the controller would be a little bit more better, but I should have used my wheel for this track. Maybe I can hug the wall a little bit more with my wheel, but that was, I don't know. I'm just trying different things. As Reddick is trying to get really past David Reagan, and David Reagan showing that he got a fast Ford in that good Ford Mustang. As Tyler Reddick finally gets past him and searching on Eric Jones. So again, Tyler Reddick working his way methodically up to the front, just like he has in Auto Club and Vegas and Daytona. He's been starting in the back lately through all these races, but he's methodically working his way up front, really not pressing the issue or even forcing the car that much. He's really just taking what they give him, actually, and that's always his recipe for success. You never really want to rush things or take things upon your own hands. You really want to be patient and again, like football, take what the defense is giving you, and that's what Reddick is doing right now. He's taking what these drivers are giving him, and again, these drivers are really not having a lot of they have respect for Reddick because but really doesn't believe in Reddick's game, as Reddick's a rookie. Some of these drivers have been in the cup for a lot of years, and when a rookie comes in, they really just, they don't really, I don't know, they really don't really, I wouldn't say respect him, because they have a lot of respect for him. They really don't take him seriously and don't think he's a threat. So Reddick trying to say, hey, just because I'm a rookie, you're not going to push me around like that. As him and Chris Butcher actually got into it in the first year, but as you can see, that boils down a lot as they look past it as he kisses the wall one more time, and really needs to be worried about that. Reddick trying to ride that high side as he tries to ride that high and get some of these guys trapped. Jimmy Johnson has, you know, our Daytona winner actually, really had some good outings in Vegas, and really hasn't been the same since Auto Club as after he DNF'd. And you notice Jimmy Johnson has really had good success at Auto Club, as that's his hometown track actually. So is Reddick. Reddick came from, you know, Jimmy Johnson is from California, and so is Reddick. Reddick is from California. Reddick's from Corning, California, and really wanted to actually win out there in his home track in Auto Club, but really could not get good position and track position, as BJ McLeod gives him a little bump there, says, hey, get going. As Reddick nods, he says, yes, I was trying to get going here, BJ, as he turns into the tri-oval here in Atlanta. And we don't know who that is. I think that's Matthew Benedetto there, in the number 21 Woodsburger car. As, yeah, Matthew, again, another driver that doesn't want to fall out of contention. He's in that playoffs right now, but again, the season is still early. But again, these drivers want to start winning some of these early races so they can, you know, have some sort of a comfort level and really not really worry about being in the playoffs or having that win. They always want to start off with that win. As Tyler really doesn't need to win this race. He's won 2 races already. He's in first place. So even if he loses or has a bad outing in this place, I mean in Atlanta, he really doesn't need to worry about that, because he'll have a good lead on these drivers, but really doesn't really, he really needs to keep his foot on the throttle, because he can actually be so complacent and comfortable that he can actually say, oh, I can, you know, I don't have to win a couple, you know, he could be relaxed, and that's when these drivers can actually catch up to Reddick and get Reddick out of that fantasy land that he's in, because Reddick really boosted up and pumped up after the wins, especially after yesterday when he took that $23.9 million payout and gave it to Richard Childress, and he said that he wanted to win it for Richard, and he did. A lot of that momentum that he's got can carry over to the next race, and he can really fall out of focus, and I think that's what Reddick's doing right now. A little bit too pumped up after the win, after that huge win in Phoenix, and he kind of, I don't know, he's just kind of like out of focus right now. He's not really worried about, I don't know, it's just weird with Reddick. We'll get an update on Tyler Reddick's, what Tyler Reddick is feeling right now as we get past, try to get past Benedetto, and Matthew Benedetto is fighting for position. He fought Reddick the whole way, because you're not going to get past me like that, rookie. As Reddick is trying to get past, get underneath Brendan Gaughan here, and he does. Brendan Gaughan gives him a little bump right there and says, hey, don't do that. As Reddick tries to hug the bottom. Again, you like to see that as Matthew Benedetto, he's fighting for position. Not really trying to build up a rivalry with anybody. He's trying to give up, trying not to have a good outing, because he's in that playoff bubble. He does not want to fall out of that playoff bubble. A lot of these drivers are showing that they can come back, like Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is in that playoff bubble, but he's fighting with Benedetto. So Benedetto is actually losing that race right now, as Kurt Busch is in front of Benedetto. So Benedetto wants to keep track of Kurt Busch here and try to catch up to Kurt and get past him, so he can be ahead in points. And that's all Benedetto is really worried about right now. as that Woods brother is fast right now. Tyler Reddick's car is really not showing signs of being fast. Really slow and sluggish. And Reddick, I don't think Reddick really cares, but he should care because you want to win as much as possible. You never want to sit there and win 2 races and say, oh, I got a cushion, you know, I could lay back. Because Atlanta, a very bumpy track. You can have a good tire wear, again on the tire wear, as we kind of leave the West Coast and go south to Georgia. So Atlanta, a very, very sleepy track. A lot of drivers can get caught up in being in Atlanta and actually lose focus and lose the race. So a lot of good drivers won here over the years, but a lot of underdogs have won here because of the, I don't know, Atlanta's sort of a sneaky track, a sleepy track actually, the sleeper track, where anybody can win here. As you see, Butcher and Harrison Burton is right there, as Reddick is trying to not get lapped, and that you got to figure that caution that came earlier helped the pack. Not only helped Reddick, but helped the pack, because Logano was going to have good was in good position to overlap them, or not overlap, but lap them. As you see, Ryan Blaney actually in that red paint scheme, that advanced auto parts paint scheme. As you see, Alex Bowman, another guy who finished kind of bad in Phoenix. He didn't finish really that bad, but you know he's from Arizona. You know, he was born in Arizona. Alex Bowman is from Arizona. You know he wanted to win out there in his home track in Phoenix. As we get past Ricky Stenhouse Jr., again, another sleeper driver, but really not showing any kind of fight in that new 47 Clover car that he's got. As Reddick is trying to show a little speed here, as we got 271 laps to go. Still standing at that 31 lap time that he's at. Really slow, and really a slow car as he gets up to the top 10. As Nemechek just drops back down, and seeing Reddick coming up from the top and says, whoa, I got to get back down. As Nemechek goes down, tries to get Ty Dillon's draft, as Ty Dillon is trying to move up and stay in front of Reddick and telling Reddick to having Reddick slow down here. Reddick going a little too fast, as Reddick is, so one great strategy by these drivers of knowing the track, trying to get in front of each other's way and check up. And that's what these drivers are doing to Reddick. Reddick's going, not too fast, but going in that semi-fast level. These drivers are going up there and taking his lane away as he has to check up. Oh, as Nemechek goes up there and gives Reddick a big, huge contact bump. And Reddick again was up top. Really have to be careful again with doing that, with making contact with these guys. Reddick can drift up that wall and hit that wall. So again, he needs to be really worried as he tries to fight position for Truex, and he does his job perfectly as he gets past Denny Hamlin and his RCR buddy, Austin Dillon. Now we catch up on Daniel Suarez. Daniel, again, really not having not a bad year, but not a good year either for Daniel, for his standards, as he dropped out of the playoffs, as we get another caution. So again, Atlanta known for having the most bumpiest track in the circuit. So Atlanta is known for having a huge effect on your tires, and again, you're going to be pitting a lot more because of your tire wear. As you can see, we're going to see Joey Logano in first, and really Joey really trying to bounce back from and get that first win. If Joey can get that first win, he'll be right there. He'll be right back up in them standings, as we have to hurry up and pit. We're not going to fix the damage. and because we have to try to beat the clock here, as we stay neutral, we stay in 9th place. So again, Brad Keselowski and some of the even William Byron needs a win. So a lot of these drivers need wins, and they're in perfect position to turn their season around. And again, in Atlanta and this speedway, you can do that because anybody can win on this track. So a lot of these drivers know that, and a big name doesn't have to win here. And that's what William Byron is looking for, and so is Brad. Brad over the years has been successful in Atlanta and won here in Atlanta a lot of times. So Keselowski looking to build off of that good history that he got. As we see a convoy up towards the wall. You love to see that. As Reddick is getting freight trained, maybe because these guys got fresh tires and Reddick's car is slow. Again, Reddick's car is slow to get going in the first. And as you see here in Phoenix, that he had trouble with restarts, not showing that good restart speed, and these drivers are taking advantage of it, and they're looking at the top. As you see, Chase Elliott getting right underneath Reddick. Reddick is staying up top, really not in that sucker's hole, but these drivers are really acting like he's in the sucker's hole as he drops right back down to earth and drops in the 20s. So again, the cautions are costing Reddick positioning as Reddick is going through the run and getting faster during the run. But as you see, as the run carries on, the cautions are coming and hurting his restart because these drivers know he doesn't have a fast car. Reddick does not have a fast car at all. And he does not have great speed, and he does not have great restart speed. So again, a lot of bad luck with this car. Maybe it's the paint scheme that he's used. And again, he used this in the middle in Daytona and almost came out with a win. But again, just not showing the fight that he had. Ooh, Matt Kenseth gives him a bump draft there and says, "Hey, Reddick, get going here." And Reddick trying to gave Keselowski gave Kenseth a nod there and says, "Hey, I'm trying to," as he goes up near that wall there and tries to ride that wall and tries to catch Jimmy Johnson, who Jimmy Johnson does not need to be in 20th place. He needs to be in that top 10 to get them points back because again, he's DNF, and he had a poor outing yesterday and really did not have much of a factor in points. No, he DNF'd. No, did he DNF? No, he did not DNF. He just had a poor outing in Phoenix. So, really, Jimmy does not need... He needs to be in that top 10 or actually win the race to get some of them points back. You see, Reddick slammed towards that wall again. Again, the wall is... And all these tracks are not kind to Tyler Reddick. That would happen over the years because Reddick loves to ride the top. Loves to ride that high top lane. And again, these tracks can be very unkind to you if you ride the high side. As you can see, the noise just screaming from the wall there as Reddick rides the wall. As Matt Kenseth tries to get underneath him, tries to get that horsepower, but really could not stay up with Reddick. So again, as the run goes on, you gotta figure Reddick's car is gonna wake up and get some speed going here, and he's gonna get his positioning back. But again, is it gonna be too late? You see on these cautions that's coming, Reddick's pitting with the field, and as he's coming out of the pit, even though he's got fresh tires, his car's just not really gaining a lot of speed. His car's doesn't seem to be fast. And even on restarts, and we've seen that in Phoenix, when he doesn't have good restart speed. The only thing, I think, the only time he went out there in Phoenix, and why he went out there in Phoenix, is because a caution did not come out. If a caution would have came out, Reddick would have had to be forced to restart on the restart zone, and Joey Logano would have gotten, I think Joey Logano would have beat Reddick off the restart, because Joey showed signs of having good corner speed, and Reddick not. So Reddick got lucky in winning in Phoenix and getting that nice good payout and yeah, he got lucky of winning again. You know, Reddick has been winning these races by the skin of his teeth, and just like he did in Vegas, and really did not do that in Phoenix. He won legitly, but again, he won by the long run. The caution did not occur. So he won by green flag. He did not win by a caution. Again, we did not see, in this season we have not seen the caution fly after the race is over. So again, a lot of clean races so far. A lot of these drivers are letting these, are not getting much, causing cautions after the race is over. So what a good classmanship and sportsmanship by some of these drivers, letting these drivers have their moment and crossing the checkered line and having their moment and not ruined by a caution. As Tyler Reddick goes from 21st, I think it was 22nd, back to a little bit of respectability as he tries to get past Amarola, who's had a bad year. But again, Amarola showing good speed on his car as Reddick cannot catch up. Tries to get some of his draft there as he goes right through the wall. Again, that wall right there is giving Reddick fits as Reddick tries to get Amarola's draft here. As you can hear the noise from his Reddick's engine as the wall is just screaming at him as he's near that wall. As he tries to dive bomb and tries to hug that bottom line and get past Amarola, and Amarola is going to lose that and give it up pretty well. So what a great job by Reddick of going down low and trying to beat Amarola off the corner, which he did. And John Hunter is in 11th place. And Reddick is trying to catch up to John Hunter and pass him. As Reddick wants to go up top and try to pass people from the top. Again, does not want to be a one-dimensional driver and just pass people from down low. He wants to start working up top and start passing these guys from up top. Because again, as you say, you're a much harder driver to defend if you work up top. If you start passing people low, they're going to know that you're going to pass them low, and they don't respect that you're going to go up top. You got to show some kind of fight. I mean, not fight, you got to show some kind of strategy here and work up top so they can start defending up top, and then that's when you can go down to the bottom. But again, Atlanta, very hard track to work up top. Just the way the dimensions are in the wall structure, you can see, kind of loops around off of corners. It's not really much of a straightaway wall, just much of a straight wall, and then it has like little, I don't know, I like to say little curves during the edges of the wall. So really not, you know, it's just a weird track to figure out when you're trying to ride high. Reddick does try to ride high, and it's this corner right here that's giving Reddick fit. This corner right here, this corner is really creeping up on him like this. As he gets right there on that corner, kind of like drifts towards that wall there, and kind of nips it, and hits it. So again, this track is very, very weird in dimensions, I think. But not the most hardest track to master and run, I guess. I guess Reddick is not really, I don't know. Reddick said he felt really not comfortable with Phoenix, but again, he won Phoenix by pit strategy. He had good pit strategy, so we've seen that over the years as Reddick pit crew has been bailing him out. His spotters let him know, hey, you need to pit, and the pit crew is having good pit times and getting Reddick out there a lot more faster than some of these other drivers, and that's why Reddick has been winning races. So not so much of the car speed, it's so much of pit strategy, knowing when to pit, knowing when to take some fresh tires, knowing when to take fuel or not tires at all. As you see, Blaney is going to get his goal again and try to get another top 10. As Reddick is trying near Blaney's ass and trying to get near Blaney's bumper. Again, that wall almost creeped up to him. It almost cost Reddick as Reddick trying to work up top again. As he does, as Blaney is going to get caught up in lap traffic, and so is Reddick. So, what a great job by Blaney of not really slowing down Reddick, but Reddick had to really check up because of Brendan Gaughan and Joey Gates is right there as both drivers, Blaney and Reddick, are not getting caught up in that lap traffic. As again, Reddick burns Blaney on the straightaway. As we've seen in yesterday's race, Blaney did that quick crossover move on Reddick. He thought Blaney had good horsepower and was going to blow by Reddick, but that wasn't the case as Blaney lost the straightaway to Reddick. So this is the second time that Reddick has beaten Blaney off the straightaway. So maybe Blaney really needs to go and loosen up that car a little bit and see it for the long run. As you see that right rear tire just burning out more than the right front. You'll see that in bumpy tracks, just like an auto club. Auto club is like that too. As the run goes on, your right rear tire will start to get out more not because of the turns, it's because of the bumps. Again, Atlanta, a very bumpy track, and one of the most bumpiest tracks in the circuit. As Chastain over here is ready to try to get past Chastain, and he gets his goal. So Reddick got his goal of being in the top 10. As you can see, he's in 8th place as he tries to get past Timmy Hill, and does successfully. As Timmy gave up a long time ago. He gave up 2 seasons ago. As Reddick is riding the top here and trying to get that good air from the top and from that wall there. Again, using that wall like a draft buddy, trying to get a lot of speed up there as he dive bombs towards the bottom. So a lot of these drivers are using that top lane on the straightaway and really staying up there. Again, another caution comes out. So again, Reddick was in the top, he got himself back into the top 10. Got himself back up to the top 10. Now, does he want to pit here? Does he want to lose position? Does he want to lose track position? Does he want to lose his spot? Because you see, we're not showing much of restart speed, or he doesn't show that good restart speed. He doesn't have that speed to keep up with these guys. So Reddick's gonna play it safe. His spotter says go pit. He's gonna fix his damage too, as you have to in Atlanta here. As Reddick came close to even not pitting as he loses 4 spots. So again, not really much of a factor because he can actually get them positions back. But again, losing that restart speed to some of these drivers here, as you see they're catching up to Reddick here. As you see Denny Hamlin came back from the back where Reddick started and actually got himself in 11th place. So what a great job by Denny of failing the pre-inspection, gave up his qualifying position and started from the back, and he ended up in the front. As you see John Hunter Nemechek trying to side draft Reddick and said, "You're not going anywhere, Reddick." As Reddick is staying up top with Denny. And again, you see the restart speed just not there. Just not there. As you see Chris Buescher tries to get underneath Tyler Reddick. I keep on getting to that. Josh Reddick he's a baseball player he's like a minor leaguer for the Dodgers. I watched the Dodger game a couple of days ago. They all had masks on because of COVID, but I watched it, and it was a minor leaguer named Josh Reddick, and I'm playing Tyler Reddick, and there you go. That's why. So that's why I keep getting them mixed up, because I kept on seeing his name pop up as he went to bat. It said Josh Reddick. So yeah. But as Tyler Reddick, again, uses great positioning and great restart speed. So again, does not have that speed to keep up with the pack. As Matthew Benedetto is trying to find a way in front of Reddick here. You see he's trying to draft Reddick, but that's just more of a setup move for Benedetto. Benedetto is really not trying to help Reddick. Just really trying to bump Reddick up there so he can get enough speed. And Tyler Reddick's going to let Benedetto go here as tries to get past, trying to get underneath BJ McLeod here. And trying to get BJ McLeod to draft. BJ not having it, drift up. That's what Tyler wanted, the setup move, as he gets side drafts BJ McLeod. As Benedetto trying to show some good horsepower and tries to beat Reddick off the top, but it just doesn't work out as BJ McLeod is right on Reddick. And again, Chris Buescher sounds that he had a fast car. So as you see, Chris Buescher and Ryan Newman representing Roush Racing, and hopefully they both can get a good spot here and get back and get Roush going and get Roush back to respectability. Same thing with Stuart Haas. Stuart Haas drivers, other than Kevin Harvick, has really not showed up this field as Clint Boyer did yesterday. Got himself a good third spot, came in third place in Phoenix. So let's see if he can wake Almirola up. As you can see, Almirola giving up, showing a little bit of speed, but really not much speed, as Alex Bowman is up top in no man's land, as Almirola drifts in front of him, as we try to drift in front of Bowman here, or in front of Buescher, and tries to get some of Bowman's draft, as we're going to help a Chevy out, and not a Ford, because we're a Chevy, and we're going to kind of bump Bowman up there. As you've seen Reddick and Bowman work together over the years, over the course of the season. You see Bowman and Reddick helping each other out in the Auto Club, giving each other great bump drafts. And you can see that Reddick gave Bowman fifth position as they crossed the stage. As the stage was over, Bowman came in fifth and Reddick came in sixth. So what great sportsmanship by Reddick of giving Bowman bump drafts and getting him up there and letting him, not really letting him, but like he knew that Reddick did not have a fast car. Reddick knew it, so Reddick said, "Well, I'm going to try to get Bowman up to fifth place here." As Bowman again, Reddick giving Bowman bump draft, kind of hard to do here in Atlanta, where everything is so compressed, just like in Phoenix. But it's kind of working out for him. Reddick trying to give Bowman buck draft and moving up Bowman. So what a great job by Tyler of using Reddick as a pawn role, as he's not really trying to help Bowman. He's just really trying to get Bowman up there so he'll have enough speed to get in front of the pack. So that's how you do it. As Bowman gets him back up, John Hunter here, try to get John Hunter's draft. As you see Bowman up top, Bowman and Reddick have a lot of respect for each other, as Bowman knows that Reddick has been helping him out in the season. As you can see, Reddick hits the wall again, but he knows that Reddick's been helping him out. So he's been helping Reddick out too, as Reddick comes up to Bowman right now, and again gives him another bump draft and try to get past John Hunter, which he does successfully. So what a great job by Reddick to get Bowman past Nemechek. Now Tyler needs to do is get past Nemechek, which again is not a walk in the park, as Reddick's not really showing that he has enough speed in the early run to keep up with Nemechek, as he really has to slow down the car here through the trioval. Does not want to spin out here That's what the car wants to do. As you can see, the car is going in the grass. The car is drifting, and Reddick is fighting the car. Not really fighting the car like an auto club where he could not steal it. We got an update with that. As you can see, the pit crew said that it's more of the springs. They went soft instead of hard. As Reddick gives Bowman another bump draft and gets him in front of Nemechek. So Nemechek is kind of like in no man's land as two Chevys are working together, and we're going to give him another bump draft. As again, Reddick got past Nemechek because of Bowman's draft, but again, Nemechek goes right down low and shows that good forward horsepower. As again, Reddick is not really showing that he keeps up because this car is slow as he gives Nemechek a little bump. Knows he can't. He got past John a couple times, but John just showing that good horsepower as Tyler tries to find a way to get past John Hunter here. John Hunter is showing that he's not really giving up that good position. You can see he's getting faster and faster. Try to side draft Bowman, and we're gonna get a big run and get push Bowman up to the. He gave him a little bit too much of a pump as Bowman tries to almost spin out. As John Hunter is really not impressed with Tyler Reddick and Bowman working together. As John showing great speed in that number 38 Ford. As there we go, we see some horsepower finally from this number 8 car. As finally we get past Hunter, John Hunter and Alex Bowman. As Bowman and Nemechek fight position, as Blaney is keeping fighting to position with his Penske teammate. So what a great job by Brad Kalowski of being in the top 10, and kind of Brian Blaney is kind of in that same spot as all the Penske drivers are in the top 10. I guess Joey's up there fighting with Kurt Busch for first place. So you know Roger Penske, the owner of Penske Motorsports, is really happy with his drivers this year. As we try to get past Blaney here, and Blaney doing a good job of keeping in front of Reddick. Reddick does not want to go down low and pass him. The only reason why Reddick does not want to do that is because the tires are starting to wear again, and Atlanta known for having a slippery track. So as you try to go down low, sometimes the car tends to drift down, and you can slip on that apron. So that's why Tyler really not being that aggressive as he gives Blaney a bump draft and gets Blaney ahead of Kalowski. Kalowski really did not like that by Reddick as he tries to get past his Penske teammate as we show that good horsepower again. He gets past Kalowski and Brendan Gaughan. As we're going to give Blaney here another bump draft if we can get to him. And we're going to give him another bump draft to try to get up to the pack here. Again, you need a drafting buddy, and he's using Blaney as a drafting buddy. So that's why he's not really trying to get past Blaney here. He's just trying to use Blaney as a pawn to help him get up there. You can even use lap cars as pawns to try to get them up to the field as quickly as possible, and so they can help you get up there fast. As you can see, Brad Kalowski is right on Reddick right here as he tries to draft Reddick, and Reddick going to beat him off the corner. He's going to give Blaney another bump draft here to get past Haley. So what a great job by Blaney of working with sort of the enemy here, as Blaney is not even in RCR. He's in Penske, and Reddick in RCR. Thought that we might be seeing that from Austin Dillon, as Tyler Reddick trying to help out Austin Dillon, but it seems like Austin does not. I don't know. It seems like he's kind of shocked that what Reddick's doing this year. Kind of like shocked, like, oh, I can't believe a rookie is doing this, and he's outperforming me and everything. We had an interview with Dylan, but Dylan did not want the interview. He kind of shut the door on us, so we don't know what's going on with Austin this year. Austin just not feeling himself, so kind of like Dylan, I mean not Dylan, but Reddick kind of laughed about it. So maybe it's a joke thing or something like that, but again, we give, as he gives Blaney another bump draft, and he can try to give him another one to get past Harrison Burton, so, and we do successfully. So, what a great job by Tyler of bumping Blaney towards the pack. And this is where drafting is coming to play. You don't really need to be on his bumper to give him up to speed. Get on his bumper like Reddick is doing, just following him, getting on his bumper, and really using the draft as another buddy of them. So as you can see, he is just giving Blaney bump drafts, and Blaney is taking advantage of that and keeping up with Denny Hamlin here. So you see Reddick is doing it again. He's going to give him another bump draft. As he takes his shot there, Blaney did not like that. Blaney wants Reddick to come back up to help him towards the middle field. You see Brad with a lot of class. Brad Kolowski with a lot of class is trying to help Reddick rebound from bumping into that wall. So what a great job by Brad of not being so aggressive, knowing that he's helping out his Penske teammates, and he's saying, hey, great job, continue to help us, as he gives Reddick a bump draft to get Reddick back up to Blaney so Blaney can catch up to the pack. As not even that Reddick is helping Blaney out here, Reddick is helping himself out. So what a great veteran move by a rookie of understanding the situations here in Atlanta, understanding the track, and knows that bump drafts are the way to go sometimes. So you don't really need to outclass your opponent up and get past them all the time. Use the draft and use bump drafts to get up there. That's what racing's all about. Racing's all about intelligence. You see Reddick. Reddick is doing a lot, doing great. No, he's just having a veteran approach to this year. Not much seen by rookies this year. I mean, rookies are usually so amped up and they're willing to get past everybody, but not Reddick. Reddick is using the whole field, like in football. He's the quarterback. He sees everything, and he's using that and using the team, the cars around him to get past, to get his goal. And that's what Reddick is doing right now. He's using Blaney and to try to get that goal. As you can see, he's got past his goal, and he's in the 10th spot. As you can see, Martin Truex Jr. is going to take that spot from Reddick. But you can see Reddick here helping out Blaney. Blaney started from way in the back, and now Blaney's in the top 10. So what a great job by Reddick to understand that, as we see his RCR teammate, Austin Dillon. But Dillon is so far down that Reddick cannot help him out. So what a tough break for Austin Dillon, and we're just going to get past Austin AD. He's so far down that we can't even help him out. Even with bump drafts, it would not help. As we get down low and get underneath Ty Dillon, as another caution comes out. So again, another caution comes out. And again, Atlanta known for bumpiness, having that bumpy track. And as you can see, my tires are wearing down immensely. So just like in real life, where track position in Atlanta is so crucial, and even tire wear in Atlanta can be a factor, it's happening here. And what a great job by Brad Kolowski to have a good showing out here. We're gonna pit, but again, we're not gonna fix the damage. But again, we are having to fight with the track, not so much with the opponents around us. We're fighting with the track because of how tire wear is coming. But we did not make that green flag pit stop yet. We did not pit under green flag, and that's not what Reddick wants. Reddick wants to rely on a caution again to get everybody back together, because we know he has not shown that speed, that restart speed, again, as Brad Kalowski gets right past him underneath. So again, not showing that good speed and that good restart speed as we get past him, as we see William Byron and all these guys, and Alex Bowman tries to get past Tyler Reddick, and he does successfully as Tyler kisses the wall. And Tyler just needs to get down low, losing a lot of ground up top. As you can see, Eric Amarola is going to try to give him a draft, and you can see that Reddick does not want to help Chris Buescher out. Maybe a little bit still kind of mad about Buescher in Daytona, with what he did in Daytona, and Reddick kind of shows no class there. Buescher is really not much of a factor in the standings, or even, he's not even in the playoffs. He had a good outing in Phoenix. He got a top 20, but Buescher put that behind him, and even kind of helped Tyler a little bit. Well, they're not helping each other. They have a lot of respect for each other, but they're not helping each other out in the track, kind of leaving each other up to dry, just like Tyler did. Tyler was, Chris Buescher was in front of Tyler, and Tyler just took another lane and did not want to help Chris Buescher. So that's what rivalries can do to drivers. They can pretty much not want to help that other driver, and that's what Reddick and Buescher are doing right now. And Buescher is not really, he's really benefiting from that, actually. Not really, even if Tyler would have drafted him, he would have been in the same position he is now. So really not much of a big issue if Tyler would have. Oh, and the tire squealed there. Almost an accident with Jimmy there as Tyler got loose. That's the first time we've seen Tyler get loose. Again, Tyler not been in the big one this year. Again, tire wear will come into play here in Atlanta, and that's what's happening right here. Tyler is really struggling with this track and the bumpiness of the track as the tires are sliding more. So very different from Phoenix to Atlanta. Again, Tyler, we've said it again millions of times, that all these tracks, you're gonna have Tyler and that pit crew and that spotter is really going to have to strategize from track to track to track, because all tracks are not the same. As you see, Reddick almost got really close to DNFing there, as he kind of saved that. And if he didn't, he would have went straight onto that wall there and maybe damaged his engine or his radiator. So again, an update on yesterday of the race that happened yesterday was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. As you can't show the replay of that because we don't have the tape here. But as Tyler Reddick spun out Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in Phoenix, as we got an interview with Tyler there. Tyler said he didn't really want to. He didn't mean it. He said I was going up there, and he said he hit his back rear, but he said he's seen Ricky spin out. But what he tried to do is he tried to go in front of Ricky to try to help Ricky out to not spin out, but he kind of hit the back rear, and Ricky doesn't spin out. So Ricky, Tyler said, not so much of me spinning him out, he got loose on his own. As we go down low to Paul Menard here, try to get his side draft. That number 21 car for Woods Brothers, showing a lot of horsepower in Atlanta. So great job by that Woods Brothers team of tuning up that car and having that good horsepower. So Tyler's really not showing that he can keep up with Benedetto here. Benedetto has beaten him a couple times off the straightaway and corners. So what a great job by that number 21 car, keeping up with that number 8 car. As we go back to the issue with Stenhouse and Reddick, as Reddick, we got Reddick comment as we interviewed Stenhouse. And asked Stenhouse what he felt about that. Stenhouse said it wasn't Reddick's fault. He said that's why I didn't go out for revenge, because I don't think it was Reddick's fault. He said I have gotten loose over the corner, and I was going to spin out anyways, and Reddick was just right there at the right time. So we don't know that's what really happened, but we're just going to keep, have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and we're going to believe him, as Reddick pretty much said the same thing. He didn't mean to do it, just Ricky got in his way and got loose in front of him, and he tried to save Ricky from spinning out, and he could not save it, as the back and rear tires were slippery. And kind of noticed that too with Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth spun out. Same thing that happened with Ricky Stenhouse. The difference between Ricky and Matt Kenseth, and Matt Kenseth had a faulty right rear tire and really could not save it, as we get another caution. So again, bumpy track, but we're going to pit here. Even though we got great tires, we're gonna pit. We're gonna pit, and we're not gonna take tires. We might take right. We'll take right sides, and we'll take a half a can of fuel, and we're gonna repair the damage. So hopefully, the right sides of the tires don't affect our time in the pits, because we're gonna repair that damage. So hopefully, that time in the pits won't affect our spot here. And again, we moved up 9 spots. So what a great job by that pit crew and getting Tyler out of the pits, as he just took right side and a can of fuel, and he fixed that damage. So as we get past Williams, as we get side to side towards William Byron here, William Byron is in 7th place, and we really need to have a good show here, as we've seen Kurt Busch for the first time. Reddick is really not known to be in the back that often, as we've seen Kevin Harvick for the first time, and Joshua Licky, and Ryan Newman, and Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch, and that new paint scheme that he's got, that fudge paint scheme that he's got. As we go through the tri-oval again, and Blaney is doing a little bit of favors as they go 3 wide through the turn of Atlanta, as we get past Joey Logano with ease. And we're just going to go underneath here and try to get Kevin Harvick's draft. Notice that these guys pitted, so again, no green flag pit stops. These drivers are really taking advantage of caution to go into the pit. Really does not want to lose track position here. But again, Atlanta, very, very sleepy track. The leader you can get lapped because of how the dimensions are here in Atlanta, as they go 3 wide doing backwards of Atlanta. We don't know if that's Logano. Yeah, that's Blaney here. Blaney setting up Reddick here, as again, Reddick just not seem to have a fast car today. We've seen it, as he's getting beat on straightaways a lot. So see John Hunter Nemechek and Eric Almirola's up there, and Chris Buescher actually took the spot from Tyler Reddick, as we try to get past or get side to side. And BJ McLeod shows that good horsepower, as again Tyler Reddick got beat off the straightaway. So again, Reddick is getting beat off straightaways by these drivers, and again, not showing much of motor or engine power from this number 8 Chevrolet car. And Matthew Benedetto is back there. We do not want to see Benedetto. Benedetto has been having a fast car this year, or today. So we do not want to see him, as Eric Jones is right in back of us trying to side grass us, and Eric Jones is going to get in front of us. So what a great job by these drivers of Reddick, they're knowing Reddick don't have good straightaway speed right now. They know that he doesn't have good restart speed. So once that caution comes out, they're looking their chops to get past Reddick. And again, Reddick is, I wouldn't say he's not worried about it, but he's like complex with what's going on. What I mean by that is that he's not really worried about the outcomes. He knows that if he stays in the pack and he stays in the top 20, that some of these cars are going to start slowing down. Once they slow down, that's when he can take advantage, because we've seen that this car does have speed. Oh, Brad Kowalski gets loose there. Oh my God, there's another caution as Brad just gets loose for some odd reason. We do not know what's going on, as Reddick is going to pit again and really fix that damage. Actually, that damage is really not that bad. As we've seen, he's going to take a half a can of fuel too. As we've seen that, again, I'm going to say it again, guys, the track is having impact on the tires as we go past turn 3. So, again, that's why Brad Kowalski spun out, because of the track. His tires were squealing out and got loose. We don't think that Eric Jones had anything to do with it as we move up 8 spots. We don't think Eric Jones had anything to do with Brad Kowalski spinning out. Again, we'll get an update. We'll try to get an update as the green flag is back in the air here in Atlanta Motor Speedway, as we got 180 laps to go. Again, this track is very bumpy, and again, this track has an issue of having accidents like that. So again, Reddick being very, very, very lucky that he wasn't involved in a more serious accident, as Brad spun around and almost tried to put him through the wall. But we don't think it was intentional. We think Brad lost control. We know that for Brad. Brad's been fighting with his car all, you know, Brad's not been really getting a lot of good outcomes, a good standing, as again, Reddick not really showing good restart speed, as he does this time. As we get past Newman here, we try to get past William Byron, as again, John Hunter Nemechek, another rookie, got past Kurt Busch with ease, which we're not going to buy for that. We're going to try to help Kurt out, because he's a Chevy, and we're going to give him a bump drive. Oh man, it's Chris Buescher. You see Chris got his Reddick bumper again. Notice that how the rivalry that they had in Daytona, when Buescher went up towards Reddick's bumper and tried to drive him to the wall. This time he backed away. So again, he has a lot of respect for Reddick. And as you see, he did not want to do that again. He didn't even get in his way. He just kind of was there and backed away and kind of drove around Reddick. So what great classman by Buescher. We thought that he was going to finally get his revenge on Reddick. So what great classmanship by Buescher. As you can see, Reddick kind of feels bad about hooking Buescher, but again, Buescher did that on purpose in the beginning, and he thought that Reddick wasn't going to do anything about it, and Reddick kind of, how do I want to say that? Reddick kind of showed Buescher, like, hey, I'm not going to tolerate that, you're going to have respect for me. As we give Kurt Busch a bump draft again, Kurt Busch lost a lot of position off of that restart. As we gained actually from that restart, but again, it came at a cost because of what was going on around us. As you see, we try not to pass Kurt here. We're trying to help Kurt out and get him going there. If we give him another bump draft, he's going to go up high. We're going to go down low. As B.J. McLeod kind of bounced back from Phoenix there, as he had a bad, really, not a bad outing, but he DNF'd in Phoenix. and really trying to give prevent Clint Boyer from actually getting in the playoffs and getting back in the hunt. Clint Boyer actually had a good outing in Phoenix and came in 3rd place. So again, BJ McLeod upset and saying, hey, I'm not going to drop out of the playoffs, or I'm not going to lose my points and drop out of the playoffs. He gives Kurt Busch a bump draft, tries to get him going. As you see, Kurt Busch and Tyler Reddick kind of had some contact in Phoenix, but it wasn't really contact in a bad way. It was more contact of a racing contact. Kurt Busch, a veteran, and knows what buttons to push, and Tyler, with great professionalism, knew that it wasn't all for naught, and Kurt Busch really did not mean to do that to Tyler, or did that on purpose to make contact with Tyler. Tyler knows that, and, he has a lot of respect for Kurt Busch, so that's the story on that, as that's why he's helping Kurt Busch out here. Kurt Busch, a veteran, and again, two Chevys are working together. That's pretty much what Reddick's doing. Reddick's working with his brand name, his manufacturer, and Chevrolet are working together. As you see BJ McLeod helping another Chevrolet, which is Reddick, helping him out, trying to get past Buescher and catch up to John Hunter Nemechek, which are both Ford manufacturers. So great duel here of manufacturers as we try to get behind Kurt Busch. And Kurt Busch is catching up to Chris Buescher actually, as we're getting bump drafts from Kurt and trying to help trying to get that Chevrolet out. Oh, as we do a little bit more of a bump draft and try to push Busch a little bit too much, as Busch almost got loose there. That wasn't intentional. That was more of a draft, but we kind of bumped the Busch too much that Busch got loose, and luckily he saved it. And that's what's good about Busch. Busch's been in these situations before, as Buescher tries to take away Busch's line. Busch ain't having it. Goes right past Buescher with that good horsepower, as Buescher is going to be hang out to dry here as Reddick catches up with Busch, and Buescher is going to be hanging out to dry here as we try to, no, not so often, as we give Buescher a bump by accident, but Busch is going to be hanging out to dry here as we're going to help out Kurt Busch here, because again, two manufacturers of Ford and Chevy going at it. This is what you see here right here as Buescher's hanging out to dry here as Reddick and Busch gets past it, but here comes Logano. Logano is trying to get that position back. He knows what's going on with two Fords and two Chevys out here together and working. Two Chevys are working together. He says, you want to play that way? I can play that way too, buddy. But actually, he's going to help kind of Reddick get pushed as he kind of left Buescher out to dry. Another Ford manufacturer, he kind of left him out to dry. We get underneath Busch. Try to get, look at Logano here. Logano is trying to set Reddick off, and he did, as he drafted Reddick and got off of Reddick's bumper, but kind of sloppy mistake by Logano, as Reddick's going to give Busch a bump draft. We're going to have Logano out to drive. So what a great duel of drafting by Reddick, Busch, of keeping, and even Logano. Logano set Reddick off, and he thought he was going to work with Reddick, but got off Reddick's bumper knowing that Reddick was too slow, and he's going to get in front of Reddick as he gets in front of Busch there, as that good Ford Mustang is showing that it's fast here. Something's kind of wrong with Kurt Busch's car. It's kind of leaning. So as Reddick goes high, Kurt Busch goes low, trying to get Logano's draft. That's what Reddick's doing. That's why he went up high like that. He's got to kind of get the draft to get another bump draft. Tries to get Kurt up there. And this is what, as Reddick takes another shot off that wall. This is what Reddick wants. Reddick wants to work with Busch here. And this is what two Chevys can do. And we've seen this over the years as Reddick is working with other manufacturers, as working with other people, and not just his RCR teammates. He's working with Chip Ganassi Racing, and he's working with Penske. I'm willing to work with anybody, and that's just the type of person Reddick is. Reddick, you know, the only one he really won't work with this year is Chris Buescher. Even though Chris Buescher is Roush Racing, and even though Newman showed signs of working with Reddick before in Daytona and Auto Club, they kind of left that alone, and Reddick really did not help Newman at all either. So again, very, very interesting decision with Reddick and his decision making and who he wants to work with. He's working with Chip Ganassi Racing right now and trying to get this Chevrolet out in front of the Ford. So it's more of a manufacturer war here, as two Fords and two Chevrolets are going at it right now. We got Busch and Reddick and John Hunter, another rookie, actually trying to have a good outing here, and Joey Logano. Joey Logano came close to winning a race in Phoenix. As we see our first Toyota coming up as Kurt Busch comes up. We're planning on Kurt Busch trying to represent Toyota. As Toyota goes up there as Kurt Busch. And what a great job by Tyler staying behind Busch here and giving him buck trap just to get in front of John Hunter and Nemechek here. And John Hunter does not like what Reddick's doing here of working with Busch here. He thinks that's a little bit too much of working together, as he's trying to say, hey, you know, go by yourself, don't help him out. And Reddick's not really buying what John Hunter is doing, is getting Busch another bump draft to get him past Logano. So what a great job by Tyler Reddick of not being so aggressive but working with Busch here, because I believe Busch would have dropped back if Tyler Reddick would have never worked with Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch would have lost a lot of spots with Reddick helping Busch as they go 3 wide. Wow, they go 3 wide as Reddick trying to push Busch here, but it's kind of hard to push Busch. Busch is in the middle, and he's in that sucker's hole, as Reddick's really going to have to check up as Busch tries to give him a bump, as Reddick gives Busch a bump. As two brothers are actually, Kyle Busch is actually behind Reddick and saying, hey, you're drafting my brother there. I appreciate that, and he's going to help Reddick and drafting. So what a great reputation of sportsmanship shown by these manufacturers, and these drivers are working together. The only one that's really upset is John Hunter. John Hunter is not really liking what Reddick is doing and helping Busch get past him. But this is what NASCAR is all about. It's all about the draft, and it's all about, you know, helping each other out and manufacturers. So two Chevys are working together to get past one Ford. So again, but John Hunter showing that good horsepower as Reddick kind of got angry and tried to force Busch up to the front. That's really not the way how to go. You got to accept what Nemechek is doing, and you got to respect Nemechek's speed too. And Nemechek got a good car, and Reddick has to accept that. As Busch tries to get past Nemechek, Nemechek is doing a great job of blocking Busch, but he goes up there as he kind of draft Busch again and and Busch had to check up because of Chad Fincham got right in front of Busch's way, and Busch is really not happy with Chad Fincham there. He really had to check up as he gets past Fincham here, and he goes right beside John Hunter Nemechek. John Hunter Nemechek lost position, but he's right on Busch as he tried to get underneath John, give him a bump. Oh, and Tyler Reddick gave John Hunter a bump there. You gotta figure that John didn't like that at all, and is really going to take revenge off the Buescher, as we're gonna get right behind. Oh my God! As we knew it was gonna happen, that as contact was made with Reddick with Nemechek. Tyler Reddick tried to get up underneath Bush's draft to help Bush and push Bush as Nemechek got underneath Reddick and kind of gave him a bump there, and Reddick was near that wall, and Reddick hit that wall. So kind of like a revenge from Nemechek of getting bumped by Reddick there. So, but again, nothing like a rivalry going on with Nemechek and Reddick there, as it was sort of like a racing type of play. So not really serious sidetrack, or not really serious contact. Just more of, hey, you know, you do it, I do it. So they both still have respect for each other, because he really didn't try to push him up there. He just gave him a bump, and Reddick got kind of loose up there. But that can happen when you draft a person up near the wall. They can get loose or tight and hit that wall, and that's what Reddick did there, as he's still working with Kurt Busch here. Kurt Busch is absolutely loving what Tyler Reddick's doing right now, as Tyler's giving him bump drafts, and again, Kurt Busch is loving what Tyler Reddick is doing and helping him out as he tries. Joey Logano has actually been out of the field, actually. We're just going to get past Kurt here. Oh, it's Kurt! Didn't like that or whatever. Tries to save it there as Reddick tried to get past Kurt and got underneath Kurt. So again, Stenhouse is really accepting mediocrity, as we're going to give him another bump there as we get past our RCR teammate again, which is Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon is still right there and really below expectations of RCR. Not really representing RCR the way it should be. But as we get past our RCR teammate, and again, Reddick is skipping Kurt Busch bump draft as we go up near high. The only reason why, you know, Reddick is doing this to Kurt is he's trying to get Kurt up there. Not really trying to pass Kurt, because he knows if he gets Kurt Busch bump draft and starts to work with Kurt, Kurt will do the same thing. And they both want to get up there, so Reddick doesn't want to get up there by himself and try to pass everybody with just horsepower. He knows he doesn't have horsepower like that, and it's shown that earlier in the race. So that's why he's working with Busch here, not really being too aggressive with Kurt Busch, trying to get past Kurt. Really just trying to work with Kurt, so he'll have that good, reliable buddy to work with, as Kurt shows a great appreciation to a rookie about helping him out, as Daniel Suarez tries to give Tyler Reddick a side draft. Reddick's not buying it, as we come up with McDowell here, and Kurt passes him with ease as we give him another bump draft. And again, Kurt Busch is loving this outcome, as Kurt Busch is going through the pit and kind of leaves Reddick out dry there, as Reddick is kind of did that all for nothing with Busch there, as Busch really did, you know, kind of like appreciate what Reddick did in working with him. The only problem is that he pitted, and Reddick kind of left Reddick out to dry. But Reddick is going to work with Blaney here, as Blaney lost a lot of spots off of pit road. You see earlier that Reddick and Blaney were working together and had good success working together. Some of these drivers are working well together this year, and not from the same team actually. So you've seen Reddick working with Chip Ganassi Racing, and he's working with you know, some of these other organizations and racing teams. That these other racing teams are actually having a lot of respect for Reddick, and you know, Reddick knows that. You know, kind of hard, you know, kind of easy for a rookie to do that. I mean, hard for a rookie to get respect from drivers like that. So, you know, again, Reddick really not showing you know, he's not really showing that what rookies do. He's showing more veteranship than rookiness. So again, Reddick really growing up and not showing that he's a rookie. Not even showing that he's a rookie actually, as he needs to really keep track of his tire wear. As you see Alex Bowman coming out of the pit, and I guess we're going to see our first green flag stop of the race as things start slowing down, and we see Kurt Busch over here. Kurt Busch is in second place in that beautiful purple paint scheme that he's in here in Atlanta. We see a lot of that. We see it in Phoenix where a lot of these drivers have had different paint schemes. So you know, it's good every now and then to switch up your paint scheme if you don't want to, you know, look at the same paint scheme all the time. As we see Martin Truex Jr. actually coming out of the pit as we, you know, kind of check up with Clint Boyer here. You see a lot of people come out of the pit. So what Reddick wants to do, Reddick wants to stay out there for a little bit. He wants to stay out there for not a long time, but he wants to stay out there for a minute, for a couple laps. He wants these guys to be on fresh tires. And once they're on fresh tires, he wants them to pit. Once he sees them pit, then that's when he'll pit. And he'll be on fresh tires, and his competitors will be on worn tires a little bit. So, you know, Reddick is really not showing much of rookie mistakes as far as racing mentality goes. He's showing more veteranship actually. Like, he's been here, like he knows what he's doing. But again, you have to follow what his pit crew says, or his spotter, because you know, they've been here, and you know, Tyler Reddick is a rookie, and they're veterans, and Tyler still has to listen to what his spotter and pit crew have to say. But what a great job by Tyler Reddick this season. I'm so happy, and you know Richard Childress is happy, knowing that he signed Tyler Reddick, and Reddick is growing up and being a star right in front of your eyes, and showing that, you know, showing that, not that early jitters of a rookie. You know, when a rookie comes in, you know, they start to make mistakes because they're trying to be too perfect. Reddick, again, not really phased and letting the play develop, like football. He's letting the play develop before his eyes, before he makes a move, and that's why he had success. Again, great storylines and huge storylines for this race. As we see Bilicki, we wonder when he's going to fall back down to earth. He had a good qualifying, but again, pit strategy will come into play here. And that's what we said earlier. We said something about pit strategy. Will pitting be that strategy? You know, when we have that pit strategy where, you know, you can lose position just because of a green flag run, as we go past our teammate, AD, Austin Dillon, as Reagan is benefiting from those pit stops, that he's in third place, and he's trying to at least get his first race of the year and try to get a good position. As you can hear Tyler's spotter saying, hey, you need to go to the pits, the tires are getting worn out. And again, this is what can happen in Atlanta. You've seen way too many pit stops, just like I think we've seen more pit stops in Atlanta speedway, just more as in Vegas. Vegas, we've seen a lot more pit stops, and in Atlanta, we're seeing way more pit stops than in Vegas, and in Auto Club. So again, this track is definitely known for being the most bumpiest and really being hard on your tires in the circuit of NASCAR. So as Reddick, again, trying to stay out there just a little bit longer. I think he can have one more lap. His spotter's saying, go in. But Reddick is saying to his spotter, hey, I can go one more lap. So they're going to let him do that, actually. We're gonna let him stay out there one more lap, and he's going another lap. He go 136, and he's saying, "Hey, you need to come in." So yeah, BJ McLeod dive bombed towards the bottom, and almost got loose on the corner there, but had good awareness to block it. I mean, not block it, but save it, as Reddick's gonna make his first green flag stop of the race, as he's been doing it all with cautions here. Oh, and again, Reddick didn't have to pit. What a great job by Tyler Reddick as he was going into the pit. That's when the caution occurred, so he really did not need to pit on a green flag. So what a great job by Tyler Reddick of trying to keep these guys a lap down, because you can see they're all a lap down from the green flag pitting. So again, great knowledge by a rookie to know, hey, I can stay out here a little bit longer because, you know, of my tire wear. So he's gonna fix the damage, and he's gonna get 2 cans of fuel, and he's gonna get 4 tires as we see where we end up. And again, we didn't hurt us, as everybody got pretty much the wave around, and Kurt Busch got the free pass. So here we go. Green flags back in the air here in Atlanta, and very, very lucky that Tyler Reddick, as he was going into the pit, got a caution, because that really helped out Reddick. Not so much as in when he kept everybody together, and he really did not need to have that green flag pit stop. Even if he had that green flag pit stop, he would have been on the in first place anyway, because everybody was on the a lap down from pitting on green, and so everybody would have been back on there. But again, he shows that good restart speed, which we haven't seen that here in Atlanta. He had horrible restarts, just like in Phoenix. You go back and you watch that race, he didn't have horrible restarts there. I mean, he beat Jimmy Johnson off the restart in the late stage of the race, but he has not really shown most of the thing. As you see, we won our fastest lap time of the race, which is a 29 point something, as earlier we were running like a 31 or a 32, so what a great pit strategy. And as they really didn't tune up the car that much, so they just left it as alone. Maybe they wanted Reddick wanted to loosen up that wedge, but his spotter said no, we don't want to, and he told that pit crew don't do that, and they didn't do that. So as he goes up high over here, maybe Reddick wanted to loosen up the car so he could run up top. You know, Reddick loves to run up top, as you see Bowman trying to get his lap back. So some of these guys are a lap down and trying to get their lap back, and Reddick is really not going to be that aggressive. He's just going to take his time and, you know, not really rushing. And it's like in racing, you don't really need to be blocking all the time. So let these guys go and rely on your speed up your car. What I mean by that is that in the early stages of the race, you really don't need to be blocking like it's your last. You wear down your tires a lot more when you do that. That's what Reddick knows about. Reddick knows that he doesn't really need to be blocking that much. As he gets kind of loose in turn 1, luckily that he did not go near that wall. Again, these tires are very, even though they're new tires, this track is so bumpy that you need to really be careful about the lane you choose, because you can get loose. And again, this track is very, very bumpy, and you can lose control and you can hit the wall, as Jimmy Johnson tries to show that good speed, that good Chevrolet, as he tries to get Tyler Reddick's draft from the top, but Reddick ain't buying it, as he shows that good of horsepower. and gets past Jimmy. Doesn't let Jimmy catch up. And he's trying to get up to Bowman here. And again, a yellow flag has occurred. So again, half of the team is pitting. So what does Reddick want to do? Does Reddick want to pit here and be on fresh tires? Or does he want to stay out there and really not worry about that? He's going to play it safe. His spotter said go ahead and pit with the rest of the crew. As we see the DNFs, as we don't know if Daniel Suarez DNF, but he's 16 laps down, so we're going to pretty much say he DNF. As Brad Keselowski DNF'd, as we had to hurry up and pit. And yeah, Brad, so huge, again, huge stipulation. Brad, this is the second time that Brad Keselowski DNF'd in the game. So again, we had an update with Brad and Phoenix as he's been fighting with his car all season long. He's been fighting with that car as we have a good restart here and have finally showed good restart speed for the second time in the race. But anyways, we've shown that Brad Keselowski, this is the second time he DNF. So he's been fighting with that car. So we'll get a update from his crew chief on why he's been DNFing a lot, as Kurt Busch got so aggressive with Tyler and bumped him and tried to bump him to the wall. Reddick is really not that fazed by that, and he's going to let Kurt Busch go here. Again, Reddick knows still early in the race, as again Reddick's in that sucker's hole and needs to get out of that. At least pick a lane, either pick top or bottom. He goes bottom, and with the Rocket Man, as William Byron gives him a little bump and says, "Hey, I'm here. You gotta contend with me." As Reddick not fazed by none of these guys bumping him. He's seen it all before, and he's really willing to lose position, but losing it in a smart way and not really trying to force anything. You try to force something, that's when accidents happen, and a lot of emotions can come out, a lot of frustrations come out, and that's when you can lose valuable position and get in a crash and lose your focus. Reddick is very, for a rookie, showing very good veterism and great showmanship and sportsmanship as a rookie. So he's really not worried about what Kyle Busch is doing or William Byron, as William Byron was right beside him and gave him a little bump and says, "Hey, I'm here." So again, these guys are bumping Reddick and really not showing a lot of they have respect for Tyler Reddick, but they really just the antics about how they do it is kind of cheap in a way. And Reddick finds that a little bit funny, that they know that he's trying to intimidate Tyler Reddick into giving up position. But Reddick, he's going to give up that position, yeah, because he doesn't want a crash to happen, as Truex Jr. tries to crash John Hunter, and Tyler's going to be on John Hunter's back bumper and give John Hunter a little push. But again, back to the story, Tyler is not really fazed by what's going on. He's seen it all before in the Xfinity Series, but the Cup is different from the Xfinity Series, and he doesn't want to stir any bad blood like he did with Chris Buescher, and he's really looking forward to winning championships in the future, and even this season winning a championship if he can, and getting good results and getting good wins in top 10s and top 5s. That's all what Tyler Reddick is worried about. He's not worried about a super rivalry or something. As William Byron tries to get on Tyler Reddick's bumper and letting him know that he's there. John Hunter is there. So these drivers know what Reddick's all about, what capabilities that Reddick has, and that's really why they have a lot of respect for him. They just sometimes forget about that because he's a rookie and they bump into him a lot. But Reddick really showing and not showing anger in him, and willing to know that, hey, it's still early in the race, and I can catch up to you. So Reddick really not worried. Now, if it was the final lap of the race, or if they had 4 races, then yeah, that's when we'll see Reddick be aggressive with these drivers. But earlier on, he's a little bump, or a little, you know, just a little bit of a bump near the wall. It's really not that big of an issue with Tyler Reddick. And you hear the wind just pushing. That's that draft we're talking about, as you side draft Ryan Blaney. And Ryan's another one of them drivers that Reddick's been helping out this year. Ryan Blaney had a lot of respect for Tyler Reddick, as he celebrated with Tyler in the Phoenix series. He went over there and gave Tyler a hug and said, "Good job, Tyler." So Ryan Blaney, very professional driver, very intelligent driver too. Knows when to pick his spots and everything. Harvick, on the other hand, we know Harvick's been not struggling this year. He's been getting top 10s, but the only thing with Harvick is that he thought Harvick would win his first race of the year, as he shows that good horsepower, and he gets past Tyler Reddick from the top. So what a great job by Harvick, as really Tyler had to slow down because of the corner, and that's why Harvick beat Reddick off the top like that. But as far as Harvick goes and Reddick, they got a great show of respect for each other. After that little incident from Daytona that they had, Harvick came out of pit road and was in back of Reddick and wanted to get past Reddick, and Reddick checked up on Harvick, and Harvick kind of drifted off towards the wall and almost kind of spun out. So Harvick did not appreciate what Reddick did, but Reddick, again, it was not his fault. So they both put that behind them, but we thought Harvick would win his first race because Harvick has dominated in Phoenix in that raceway. That's pretty much Harvick's playground, as it didn't happen like that. I think Harvick came in 12th place out of the top 10. He dropped, I think he was in 12th place or something. So Harvick is good on standings and good on points, but really needs that win to kind of relax him and kind of get that monkey off his back. Not really the monkey off his back, he just really needs to solidify a win to kind of get the pressure off of him and say, hey, I don't need to worry, I'm in the playoffs already. And he's got a good enough point. He's just not really, when he gets there, he's not really finishing the race. He's like accepting 3rd, 4th, 5th place, stuff like that. He's not really showing much of urgency. It's still early on in the season to be worried about that, but he really needs to play like it's urgent mode here and really put his really step on the gas and start winning races, because all these other drivers, and of course Tyler Reddick, who's behind him, can actually sneak up, not really sneak up, but they can actually pass Harvick in the point standing. If Harvick is not winning races, especially if he's not getting top 10 and being in the top 5, he can actually slip out of the standings in the points. So Harvick needs to know that, because the rest of his team, Stuart Haas, is really not doing that good. Eric Amarola is really not doing that well here this year. Even Cole Custer, as a rookie, is not doing that good. And Chris Boyer is the only Stuart, him and Harvick are but other than Harvick, Chris Boyer is the only Stuart Haas driver that actually had a good outing yesterday, as he came in 3rd place in Phoenix, as he kind of woke up from his funk. So Harvick really needs to get them guys going as he tries to pass Joey Gates and does it with ease. But just like Reddick, on the other hand, Reddick side draft Joey Gage here and clears him. As Harvick is, again, Harvick moving up to the field, gets past Brendan Gaughan, and Tyler's going to do the same. Try to get past Brendan Gaughan from the top, as he does successfully. But back to Harvick and Blaney here. Blaney is the only driver from Stuart Haas that actually got a top 10, other than Harvick. So Harvick really needs to be worried of, not really worried about it, but just kind of step on the gas, knowing that he needs to carry Stuart Haas, because the rest of his teammates are really not showing up this year, just like Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick's situation in RCR. Tyler really not being competitive. I mean, Austin Dillon really not showing any kind of competitiveness. He's kind of laying down, and you know, as Tyler Reddick is having a magical full season, and Austin Dillon is not. So, sort of a little bit of jealousy. We do not know. We don't see Austin Dillon really do that. So, but again, it's still early, and these drivers can wake up. So, you know, as they get, as the season goes on, and they get back to familiar tracks that they're most comfortable in, then we'll see them start to win races. As we try to get past Bobby Carter, and oh my God, Tyler Reddick got really super tight and hits that wall. Not really hitting the wall that much, but hits that wall again. And again, we've seen that during the year. We've seen it in Daytona, not really Daytona, but we've seen it in Vegas. And not really Vegas either. We just seen it in Auto Club and yesterday in Phoenix, where he had trouble with the wall. He's really bumping into that wall. Not really the. It's more of the track, the structure, and Tyler's just going too fast up there to turn precisely. So that's what it is. He knows how to run the top lane. He does it very, very well. He just needs to just more of the track dimensions and how the wall is set up, as he tries to catch up to Harvick, as there's 1, 2, 3, 4 and all spread out, but they're all in single file line. So Reddick is trying to catch up to Harvick as he hits the wall by accident, and he tries to get past lap traffic, which is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he needs to win bad. I mean, he needs to wake up, and for JT Daugherty Racing, JT Daugherty picked him up as a free agent from Round. As we see Austin Dillon, we're going to give him a bump draft, and he actually does go somewhere. So great fight by Austin, but it only seems like he wants to go somewhere when he's down in the bottom. So we're just going to get past our RCR teammate Austin Dillon and try to get Harvick's draft. But you see, guys, you see how I'm playing, right? You see how I'm playing very, very professionally and very, very methodically. I'm not trying to get past Kevin Harvick. I know I can get past Kevin Harvick if I really want to, but Kevin Harvick, he's gonna pass me right back. So what's the point of even trying to pass Kevin Harvick when Kevin Harvick is gonna pass me? Pretty much, he's gonna cross me up. He's gonna get past me. So why not work with Kevin Harvick and try to catch up to the front? This is what racing's all about. And I said that in my video in Auto Club. You don't really have to be that aggressive with the AI. You can work with them. They'll work with you. Even though they will try to intentionally crash you, just like Kyle Busch did. When he came off the turn and I was near the wall, and he kind of bumped me near that wall. It's gonna happen in this game with the AI. You just need to be smart and know where your position is. and know where you're, you know, and know, just know what you're doing. You don't have to be so aggressive and try to pass the AI at all costs. You see what I'm doing now? I'm working with Kevin Harvick. This is called working, drafting each other. This is what they do in real life. You know, you're not gonna pass every single driver, because if I really wanted to, Kevin Harvick, I can get past Kevin Harvick right now. But the only thing about it is that he's gonna pass me right back if he really wanted to. So what's the point of, you know, dueling it out with Kevin when we can work together and catch up to the pack? As we got 94 laps to go, and we see, again, Tyler Reddick started from last place, and he's in the top 10. So again, what a great job by Tyler. Again, showing great, again, very, very odd for a rookie to have better knowledge of racing and knowing what to do in certain situations. I mean, he even had his pit crew out class today in his spotter. Spotter told him to come in after a pit stop, a green flag pit stop. He told his driver, hey, come into the pit. You need to come into the pit because your tire is getting bald. And Tyler looked at his tires meter and the car and says, hey, I can go out a little bit more. Let me go one more lap. And his crew chief actually said, okay, we'll trust you. And that's all about it is with trust. Gotta be able to trust these drivers and what they know. They go on instinct. And that's what Tyler did. Tyler told him, hey, I'm going on instinct here. Let me stay out there. And they did. And they really didn't need to make that green flag pit stop as a caution came out. So what a great job by Tyler Reddick of trying to squeeze everything that he could out those tires, and hopefully a caution would occur, and it did. So again, Atlanta, a very bumpy track, and you have to do a lot of pitting to get tires because of the track being so bumpy, and Tyler had to pit more than Phoenix, and you know how Phoenix is. Phoenix wears down your tires a lot. So again, another great outing by Tyler Reddick, and really helping out some of these drivers too, of working well with them actually. Don't see this much more as, you know, he knows he can get around Kevin, but he doesn't want to. He wants to stay behind Kevin because he knows that Kevin is going to pass him. He knows that if he passes Kevin, that Kevin's going to cross him up and pass him anyway. So why not work with Kevin, as they're doing a masterful job of drafting each other and giving each other, Tyler's giving him bump drafts, as he's almost catching up to Kurt Busch and the pack. So what a great job by Tyler of having a drafting buddy. This is what he wants from Austin Dillon, but he can't get it with Dillon because of Dillon's position, and Dillon owns in the back. So what a great job by Tyler of pushing Kevin up to the front, just like what we seen earlier with Busch. Very odd to see that too here in Atlanta. Atlanta very not known for a lot of bump drafts and a lot of teammates not working together because of the structure of the track, and not really known to have a lot of bump drafts. But what a great job by Tyler of working with Kevin Harvick, knowing that Kevin has shown the speed to get past him, and he really knows that really doesn't have a strong car. I mean, he can get past some of these guys, but they just pass him right back. So knowing that, he's kind of picking his spots too when he needs to, trying to stay in the pack, so when he needs to make that move for first place and win the race, he can. So what a great great job by Tyler Reddick of not being so aggressive and waiting for his moment as he gives Harvick another draft. Very, very dangerous to the tri-oval here in Atlanta. And he's going to give him another draft. Tries to get past another rookie in Christopher Bell, which he does. So what a great job by Tyler Reddick of pushing Harvick up there as Christopher Bell tries to stop that and gets in front of Reddick here, as Reddick's going to clear Pensif and Bell and still continue to bump grab Harvick here as he does his job perfectly. And somebody's going to be pitting over here. We don't know if that's Harvick or we don't know if that's Haley over here, but we believe it's Logano, so it's the leader. Logano is the culprit here of pitting. So again, you got to figure them green flag stops, or the green pit flag stops, or the green flag runs are going to come into play. So again, see, this is what I'm talking about with Kevin Harvick here. He pitted. This is where you're gonna pit here. But as you see, when we got past Kevin crossed us up and went right past us. So it was really not really worth us passing him in the beginning, because Tyler knew he didn't have enough. Tyler knows right now he doesn't have a fast car, so he's going to try to work with some of these guys to keep him up there in the pack. So again, everybody's going to the pits here. What a great job by Tyler again to stay out there. He can stay out there a little bit longer, try to put these guys a lap down and take away their position and their track position. And hopefully he can, when he does pit, that he'll be on fresh tires. As you see, Matthew Benedetto is showing great engine power and power in that Bourbon Woods car. As Tyler's just going to say hi here and kiss the wall there. As we see, that's Timmy Hill. Yeah, that's Timmy Hill. As Timmy Hill comes, as we see Austin Dillon coming out of the pit. And you see all these people, all these guys are starting to come out of the pits now. And you got to figure that they're going to freight train. They're going to kind of freight train Reddick here, because they're on fresh tires and Reddick's on worn tires. So again, this is where pit strategy comes into play here. As Atlanta, again, very, very difficult track to, a lot of pitting has to be involved here, as it has a huge effect on your tire wear, as we see these drivers, and even Reddick has to pit way too frequently into these runs. As we're nearing the almost halfway point of the race, we got 79 more laps to go. Again, Atlanta, 312 laps, I think it is, or 320 laps. I'm not sure. I know it's more laps than what is that? I think it's more laps than Phoenix. I think Phoenix is 312 laps. And Atlanta, a little bit more of laps here in the speedway, as Reddick will, love to grab the win here in Atlanta in the South and get his third consecutive win of the season, and really put these drivers in panic mode as he starts to break away in points. And these drivers don't want that to happen, as they show great speed here. All these drivers are showing that they can beat Reddick off straightaways. And Reddick, I think he's won a couple of restarts, but he has not shown that he can keep up with these guys on straightaways as, again, Alex Bowman and Chris Buescher beats him off the tri-oval. And again, Reddick does not have enough speed to catch up to them. So again, great job by these drivers of knowing Reddick does not have a fast car. He has a stable car and a semi-fast car, but it's not one of them cars where, as in Phoenix, he had a great car as he was winning some of the straightaways. I'd say he was getting beat off the straightaways, but he was able to win some of those straightaways. And here, I don't think he's actually won. He won a couple of them, but when it comes down to it, these drivers are beating him off straightaways. So Reddick really concerned about that and have to switch up his strategy and really not rely on that horsepower. As again, BJ McLeod just shows that good horsepower and gets right past Reddick with ease. As Elliott comes up and he's going to try to pass Reddick. And Reddick doing the smart thing here. Reddick, these guys are coming out of the pit. They're so fast and so amped up that Reddick is really not that worried about losing position to him. Knows that they're on fresh tires, and he's just staying high. And this is what you want when you're in a position like this. You want to stay out of the middle, and you want to stay out of their way. And as McDowell gets right in front of Reddick as we see that, and as we were just talking about that, as again, that was not McDowell's fault. That was my fault because I drifted towards the middle and he was right there. So again, not McDowell's fault. But this serves Reddick in perfect position because Reddick had to pit it anyways. And some of these guys are a lap down. So again, Kurt Busch and Joey Logano is back on lead lap. And this is what we were talking about earlier. When they come out of the pits, you need to stay high. You don't want to stay low or in the middle because that's where all the traffic comes when they come out of the pits. And we got to hurry up the pit as we had massive damage to our front. As we really didn't lose too many spots because these guys are a lap down. So again, Reddick fixed the damage, and he has a pretty good pit crew this year as they fixed that damage up pretty fast and gave him 4 tires and fresh fuel. And that's what we want. Again, guys, was it on purpose? Of course it was. But it was not McDowell's fault. I don't believe McDowell did it on purpose. I believe that was, he was coming out of the pits, and he had so much momentum going, and I drifted down. No, I drifted up to try to get out of his way, and he kind of spiked me towards that wall. And really, did it hurt me? No, because, again, you know, it's pointless into trying to take any kind of revenge, and I'm not a guy that... Now, if you would have done that intentionally, if you would have got on my back bumper and rolled me up towards the wall, then yeah, I would have said that's bullshit. But I don't think he was trying to do that. I don't think... I think that, it happens. It happens in real life. As Reddick shows that good restart speed from the pits, actually. Came out of the pits and actually shows that good restart speed as we go into the dash cam. And so by Tyler Reddick's view of the race, as he had that horrible accident with McDowell, and this is what we were talking about. As we were just talking about that, we said that, when people are coming out of the pits, that you really need to stay high as they're coming out of the pits because they got so much speed and they don't want to slow down for you. And, you are going slow and they are going so fast that they don't want to slow down from you. So, again, Reddick, really lucky he didn't DNF in that situation because he took massive damage. I don't think he really took that much damage because I looked at the radiator. Radiator and engine were still in the white. So, but he took a pretty big shot from that wall and kind of crunched up his hood. So he just went into the pit and got fresh tires and fuel, and he had that damage get picked up, as you see Denny Hamlin is in 5th place and tries to get past Tyler Reddick, and does with pretty much with ease, as Martin Truex's racing teammate and his buddy gets past Reddick. So again, Reddick really not trying to pass these guys, letting these guys go to get their lap back, and really not trying to be involved in an accident. Really not being so aggressive, actually, as you're just going to ride that high lane. And you see Truex and Denny Hamlin not going up high. Very smart by Hamlin and Truex, knowing that Reddick stayed high. And you see they didn't go high. The only reason why they didn't go high is because they're trying not to give Reddick an advantage here. What I mean by that is that they saw Reddick go high, and they didn't want to give Reddick their draft. So what a great job by Hamlin of staying in the middle, and even Truex was staying in the middle, and really not letting Reddick get their draft, as they're side by side with each other, trying to get position. As you see Martin Truex beating Denny Hamlin off the corner. So Martin Truex Jr. trying to had a good outing out there in Phoenix. Had a very respectable position as he finished, but really needs to get it going this year, as he has not won a race. Same thing with Kyle Busch and Eric Jones. The only guy I'd say, other than Denny Hamlin, and Denny Hamlin's won a race so far. He's won Auto Club, but the one that's really been consistent for Joe Gibbs Racing is that number 20 DeWalt car, which is Eric Jones. Eric Jones has it being top 10s and having a respectable season. And you gotta wonder if that's gonna take, and if he's actually gonna start winning races. As Eric Jones continues to stay consistent like that, he's gonna win races as he starts to be consistent. And he's in that playoff bubble, or as we like to call it, that bubble. He's on that cusp of the bubble. I mean, he's dropped not a lot of spots, but he's dropped in the standings a little bit, as Tyler Reddick off that restart got a not a huge lead, but kind of breaking away from Logano here. Same thing in Phoenix, where they had where Logano was in 2nd place and Reddick was in 1st, and he broke away at the late stages of the race. So this is shaping up to be another Phoenix race, or another Phoenix outcome, as Reddick can get separation from Logano, and actually, going to try to win the race from Logano. And Logano had a huge lead in the beginning of the race, and a caution came. We got everybody back together, and that's when everybody stayed together. Nobody really broken out. Very odd to see here as Reddick hits that wall again. As very odd to see that in Atlanta, where the leaders can again just by the way this track is set up and made, you can lose the leaders, and the leaders can overlap, or not overlap you, but lap you, just the way how the turns are, and just the way how the track is. So you can really be a lap down, or maybe even 2 laps down if you're really not careful. That's why you need a lot of speed here. And Tyler did not have speed in his car, as he started 40th in the pole, and then something happened with Denny's car, or Denny failed an expansion, and he dropped back to 40, and I guess Tyler moved up a spot. So again, Tyler's been really getting lucky with some, I wouldn't say karma, but he's been getting real lucky with these races so far. not really shown that he's have a fast car. He doesn't really have a fast car. It's semi-fast, but some of these guys can catch up and burn him off straightaways and corners. So Reddick really needs to worry about that as we come up to our lap traffic for the first time of the race, because Reddick spent so much time in the back. And again, just like Phoenix, he had to claw and scratch his way up to the front as we get another caution, as we are going to pit one more time, but we are not going to fix the damage. We're going to take rights, and we're going to take a full can of fuel, as it really does not matter because of the laps. So again, we are going to pit. We're probably going to lose a couple spots depending on we're taking right sides and we're taking fuel. Now I could just take fuel, but again, Atlanta, very bumpy track. I want to be safe and conserve that tire wear, or not really concern it. Just you know, as Denny Hamlin and Martin got the free pass, Martin Truex got the wave around. As again, we are back here in Atlanta as we go back to the hood cam. As again, Tyler Reddick leads again. Oh, and takes a shot right towards that wall, and another caution has come out. That was on me, as I was trying to look down to shift, and I didn't keep my eyes on the road, and yeah, that happened with that. So let's see what the damage is. The damage is only 2 seconds, so we're not gonna pit. We're not gonna pit here. So what a strange development of that wall. That wall, Tyler has hit it several times, and he hit it with McDowell, which he very lucky McDowell didn't have that much momentum to force him up that wall, as Eric Amarola got the free pass, and really, because that could have been a DNF for Tyler Reddick, as we're back in the air. I mean, we're back, green flag back in the air here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as Tyler trying to get really up top again. He's trying to stay up top. He's trying to go near that wall, as trying to get that good draft from the wall, as he does, and he does it with ease, as he's trying to dive bomb here. Kevin Harvick is and Kurt Busch is right on his butt, as Kurt Busch shows that good horsepower, and he's going to beat Reddick with Logano and Harvick. Harvick trying to get into the action too, as they beat him off the straightaway. I mean the top here. Again, not showing that good straightaway speed or that restart speed, as Tyler Reddick is really having trouble with speed here, as Busch gives him a little bump and a push from the back. As see John Hunter's up here. We don't know if that's the right position or by pitting or by the running order. We don't know, as Kyle Busch is going to get up top and try to pass Tyler Reddick from up top, and does his job very successfully, as again he drifts up, has to slow down because of the momentum that Reddick has. So again, Atlanta, very weird and kind of like, not annoying track. It's just more of he doesn't like that turn, as Benedetto tries to side draft Reddick and does his job. Reddick has to slow down on that corner there, and Benedetto showing speed all race long, as Reddick drops, not really losing position. I would say these guys are a lap down, and they're trying to get to the lap back, as they're showing great speed and horsepower getting past Reddick. And Reddick is a little bit affected by that damage that he did. Again, guys, it was not the computer's fault why I hit the wall today on any of them. It's my fault. But anyways, maybe he's affected by that damage that he hit the wall. He took his eyes off the road just to try to shift up because of his gears. Something's wrong with his clutch in his car, and his gears or something, that he had to look down to shift up. And when he did, he hit that wall straight on, and that's when the caution occurred. So, as you see, Ryan Newman get right beside Chase Elliott, got his draft, and really trying to suck that draft and try to get that panel draft, or try to suck that panel from Elliott's back panel, and he did it with ease. As Reddick is going down low here, as you see that Brother Woods car with Matthew Benedetto in it, showing great speed, but Reddick. Newman shows that good horsepower and gets past Benedetto. That's the first time I actually seen Benedetto get past like that. He's showing great speed with that car as Reddick finally burns Benedetto off the straightaway, but again, Reddick does not have enough speed to keep up with Benedetto on that corner, as Benedetto wins that with ease, as Reddick got 43 laps to go here in Atlanta. As again, Reddick really not worried that he's in 4th place, knows that the race is still not over, and he's just going to stay up high here and get Benedetto's draft and try to beat Benedetto off the corner. But we've seen Benedetto have speed in that car as he just barely gets past Benedetto and finally beats him off the corner and the straightaway. Because Benedetto's been having Tyler Reddick's number with straightaway speed as we get past him and we try to side draft Alex Bowman. As Alex Bowman's not having it, as he's trying to show that horsepower in that good 88 Chevrolet. As Reddick trying to get past trying to get back some of these positions that he lost earlier in the race. Again, Reddick really not comfortable with Atlanta either, just like he was in Phoenix. Just really not comfortable with this track. And I'm saying this because of me, guys. I'm very new to the Heat games, and I'm not really comfortable with these tracks. I don't play these tracks, so again, this is my very first time playing this track, so I don't know about the dimensions and the lanes and all that stuff either. So, but again, Tyler Reddick really don't hate the track. He's just not really familiar with the dimensions of the track. So again, very bumpy track, has not been paved since 1998. One of the oldest tracks in NASCAR too. Not the oldest track, but the oldest track is Daytona. But it's sort of, as far as old as in asphalt and concrete, has not been paved since 1998. So very, very bumpy track. As we go back into the the dash cam, and we'll show you how bumpy this track is. As you can see, the springs in the car is just bouncing from the bumps that the tires are affected by. So you can see that these tires and the suspension they're getting bumped. The car is bumping around because of the track. As we get out of that and go back to the dash cam, and Tyler Reddick tries to catch up to Joey Logano. And Joey Logano, again, had good speed and had a good car, and trying to win his first race, and well deserved that Joey should win this race here. As we had an update with Brad Keselowski about DNFing. He said the reason why Brad DNF was that accident was when Tyler Reddick was near him. So when Brad spun out, Brad went down and it hit Reddick's bumper, and the force of that, when Reddick was slowing down, is that Keselowski hit the wall straight on and damaged his engine. and a flood of his radiator came about. So again, very bad luck with Kowalski this year. Again, we've seen him just try to side grab Reddick and got loose and just spun out. Don't know what's going on with the car. We thought we'll have an update in Phoenix because he DNF'd in Phoenix too. So this is the third time that Brad Kowalski has DNF'd in a race. So we don't know what's going on, and we don't know about the car, but that's what his pit crew said, that after he spun out and he hit with Reddick there, because Reddick didn't do anything. He just went up there to side grab Reddick, and when he did that, he got loose and spun out. And when he spun out, he tried to use how do you say that? He's trying to use Tyler Reddick's car as a cushion, and try to save his car like that, and got way loose, and the car drifted and hit the wall, and hit, and messed up Brad Kowalski's engine, and crashed his engine. So that's why Brad Kowalski DNF. Again, he's in danger of not even making the playoffs. And again, the season is still young, but he is in danger of not even making the playoffs this year, and really forcing Penske to rely on Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, because Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano can even get in the playoffs. So Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano has been doing it all for Team Penske right now. They've been getting top 10s and trying to keep Penske in the race, but they need their brethren in Brad Kowalski to wake up and really have that pit crew as Joey gets past Kurt, as Kurt's caught up in the lap traffic here with Harrison Burton in front of him. We're going to get past Kurt Busch and Harrison Burton, actually. But yeah, Joey Logano really needs to, not Joey Logano, but Brad Kowalski really needs to figure out what's going on with this car. And cause this is like the third, I think it's like the second time he's DNF, or the third time. I think he DNF'd it. Yeah, this is his third time DNFing in a race. And again, the race is, the season is still young, but he's really putting pressure on Joey and Ryan to finish well, and really putting the responsibility on them, just like Austin Dillon is putting the responsibility on Tyler Reddick to represent RCR in a good way, and Tyler is taking full responsibility of that and finishing well and winning races. So just like Brad Kowalski, Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney are doing it all for Team Penske. Austin Dillon is not having a good year for RCR, and really putting that responsibility on Tyler Reddick, a rookie. So Tyler Reddick is having a green season for a rookie, especially in that number 8 car, which is the number 31 car. Had a lot of bad luck over the years for this car. And again, this was Daniel Hemrick's old car, as Daniel Hemrick is in the Xfinity Series and not even in RCR, left RCR for Junior Motorsport, as Tyler Reddick is representing the number 8 car this year for RCR. So what a great job by Tyler of getting in this car and changing the history and changing Trying to change the fortune of this car too. And even the picture is pretty good in this car. Just a lot of bad luck, and they can't get past that number 3 car, which Austin Dillon drives. So that car has been in victory lane and had a lot of success, other than Tyler Reddick. Not Tyler Reddick, but the number 8 car has not seen that much success over the years. So, been a bit of misfortune here by the number 8 car, which was the number 31 car. Again, a lot of good drivers have driven this car. Like Ryan Newman, the Rocket Man, he has driven this car. Even Jeff Burton, the father of Harrison Burton, drove this car. So as Logano gets caught up in lap traffic, as he's just going to stay behind Cole Custer, and Cole Custer is doing his fellow rookie a favor as he's holding up Logano for Reddick. So what a great job by Tyler of staying with Logano, and coming up on lap traffic now as Denny Hamlin. You see Denny Hamlin coming up. As Tyler Reddick really needs to just keep doing what he's doing and staying in that preferred. I wouldn't say the high lane has worked for him today. It's been okay. He's hit the wall a couple times in that lane, and he's even passed some drivers in that lane. So I'm not saying you can't ride the high in the lane. It's just bumpy, and you're going to lose speed up there because it's a bump. So Tyler Reddick knows that, and really not trying to stay high all the time as he's trying to get past Kurt Boyer here. Kurt Boyer's not buying it. Shows that good speed, but Tyler Reddick is going to stay high, pretty much burn him from the top. We love to see that as he gets past Denny Hamlin and try to get underneath Denny, and he does perfectly. And you see Matt Kenseth, who's DNF in Phoenix, and you see Christopher Bell right there, and his spotter said that he's clear, and he can go and choose any lane he wants, which he's going to change the bottom lane and hug that yellow line and drift up and hug this wall here. As the race is starting to wind down here, we got 20 more laps. Now, this is what can happen over the course of a run with lap traffic. Joey Logano is in lap traffic. So we've seen again the same story coming out. The same outcome is coming out of Joey Logano. Joey Logano was the pole winner for today's race. All these drivers have fast cars. It's just, over the long run, you lose concentration and you lose position and focus. And you don't want to lose that position, so you don't pit that often. And that's what some of these drivers are facing right now. They're not pitting and staying out there with the worn tires, and they're really not going that fast. And Tyler's really not going that fast either. His car is just set up, and his pit crew set it up to, be successful on long runs, because you can see on the restarts, and even on straightaways, that he was getting burned badly by these drivers, kicking his ass on straightaways, and even, corner speed. As we see a lot of drivers DNF today too, so we're going to report on that as we see what driver DNF, as Jimmy Johnson is really failing his goal here after winning the Daytona 500. He has really struggled in maintaining good finishes, as he's even in danger of dropping down in the standings, as Amarola is actually having a good outing, and is in 5th place. So Eric Amarola struggled during this year, and that's what I kept on trying to say with this track. Anybody can win. Anybody can win this track, or get a good outing from this track, because again of how it's set up, how it's made, and how it's set up. Anybody can win in Atlanta, just like anybody can win in Pocono. Pocono's another track that, you know, not a favorite to win. So Eric Amarola is trying to rebound after 4 horrible starts. I believe this is the 5th race. I'm not sure. As we got 15 more laps to go. As you see, Tyler Reddick's tires getting worn out as the run goes on, and he's been taking the right side. So, very interesting decision on taking right, and he's really suffering from that left side, as he really needs to be careful, because if he takes left, he's going to have to take the all 4 tires and just not take left as he goes for 13 more laps, as I think that he's really going to have to pit here. I don't think his tires will, I don't think his tires will, that he will have to pit on those tires. I really don't think so. So I don't know if he will have to pit as Matthew Benedetto tries to take away Reddick's line. Reddick's not buying it, and stays high as he catches on BJ McLeod here. BJ, after DNF in Phoenix, really bounced back, as he needed a good outing here in Atlanta. Even getting a top 20 will put BJ McLeod back on that standing, on the point standing. As you see, Reddick's in the middle here as he gets past Stenhouse Jr. and Ty Dillon, driving the number 13 Geico car. As we get down again, the left sides are pretty worn out. And again, we took right side, so again, Reddick really has to babysit that throttle, just like he did in Phoenix. So, 10 to go. So, same stipulation here in Phoenix, again, and we see this all happen all the time with bumpy tracks. But you really have to conserve that tire wear. And, that's what Reddick's doing right now, as he's really keeping an eye on that left front tire. As the last time he pitted, he took the right side. So again, he thought that the left side would hold up and last. Well, didn't happen.
Gotta take care of those tires.
So he might have to pit here, and if he does pit, he's gonna have to take all 4 tires. He just can't take left side. He's gonna have to take all 4 tires. As he gets up on Austin Dillon, his RCR teammate, as he clears him, and we go 8 laps to go, which again, babysitting that throttle. Joey Logano, as you look at Joey's position here, as he really had to slow down. As Reddick felt the car wanting to spin out. And that's what Reddick has to be careful about, especially in a bumpy track. He does not want the car to get out of control and start hitting the wall here. As Logano is right there, waiting for a caution to occur, or he's waiting for, if he gets that caution, again, Reddick is not known for having the straightaway speed or the restart speed. So if a caution comes out, Tyler Reddick is in trouble. So Tyler Reddick is really hoping that this will stay green, because he can deal with the babysitting of the throttle here. He can deal with he's bumping into the wall, and the reason why he's hitting that wall is because of he does not want to spin out. As you see, all these guys are passing him because he really has to slow down because of the tire as he hits the wall again. And Logano is right there, so he really has to, actually they're pitting. Very interesting decision. It's so late in the game as Eric Monroe is pitting, and Tyler trying to speed up a little bit and really putting stress on that left front tire as Kurt Busch is actually, we're going to look at the leaderboard, as Kurt Busch is actually in prime position to steal a win from Reddick. Just like Logano, just like Harvick. So they're just waiting for Blaney. They're just waiting as you see Kurt Busch going into the pits here as we get a caution. So again, we got 4 more laps to go. Do we risk of even taking 4 tires? I don't think so. I think Reddick is going to stay out there. Reddick is going to... Sorry about that, guys. As we go back to overtime, as Ryan Blaney gets the free pass, here we go. Kurt Busch is in the lead as we just took right side. So still, again, Kurt Busch, 2 laps to go, as you say that Tyler Reddick is on thin ice here as he just took right side. Hopefully that left front tire will hold up, and it looks like it is actually, as that would be a good decision, as Harvick is actually on Logano. Not Logano, but Tyler Reddick, but as we get a good push from Eric Monroe as the white flag's in the air here in Atlanta, and again, Tyler Reddick is not showing that good straightaway speed, as the tires will hold up actually, and Kevin Harvick, as we've seen, Kevin Harvick will win his first race of the year, and it looks like he's going to do that as we kept close towards the white flag, and it seems like this race is going to be over as Kevin Harvick wins the race. And again, great job by Kevin Harvick of winning this race. And I think who came in second? I don't know who came in second place. I think it was, Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch came in second place. As, again, Tyler Reddick just did not have that good speed. We talked about it all race long, that Tyler Reddick did not have that good speed and that good restart speed and even that good straightaway speed as his car was pretty much at average speed today, but he's still got a top 10. So you can't really blame that for that thing, as he took a chance. He took a chance. He didn't take all 4 tires, he just took right side tires, and he relied on that left side front to hold up, and it did. So what a great pit strategy by this number 18. They just could not get the speed in the car to get them over that hump. But again, what a great job by Kevin Harvick of knowing that situation and capitalizing on it. Again, they were just licking their chops to get in front of Reddick here, because they knew Reddick didn't have that good restart speed or that straightaway speed. So what a great job as we look at the standings here. As again, Josh Reddick, Tyler Reddick still got his goal. He got a top 5, so he did not drop out of that top 10. So this will set him up perfectly in points. So I believe he would still be leading in points. As we go look at the standings here, as he got 3rd place, as Harvick came in 1st. Again, we had it all day long of Reddick helping Harvick, pushing Harvick up to the front. And this is what we're talking about with drafting, as Harvick and as Reddick helped Harvick and Kurt Busch, as drafting them all through this race. So what a great job by Tyler Reddick. And it's like he came in 1st place because of the help that Tyler Reddick gave Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch, not letting them fall out. Because without Tyler Reddick's help, they would have never been in a position to win the race. As Joey Logano got 4th place, and again, Ryan Blaney, there he is, in that top 5, or that top 10. And again, Kyle Busch continuing to search for that first win, as he's in 6th place. As Eric Almirola was a lap down, but still was in the top 10. As William Byron finally woke up, and he was a lap down, but again in 8th place. And John Hunter Nemechek showed that he had a fast car today, as he's in 9th place. And BJ McLeod bounced back from DNFing from Phoenix and got himself back in the point standings, as he was a lap down, but again in the top 10, and rounds out the top 10. So what a great job by all these drivers, as Chris Buescher got in the top 20. So what a great job for him, as his Roush tries to get going, as the Rocket Man Ryan Newman came in a respectable 12th. And Benedetto never fell out of the top 20. He's still in the point standings and in the playoff standings. So what a great job by Matthew Benedetto. And Martin Truex Jr. still having that good run and that good finish from Phoenix, and carried it over here to Atlanta. And Denny Hamlin got himself a top 20. So what a great job by Denny. But Denny already won a race, but again, Denny does not want to fall out of the point standings. He wants to continue to do good and have respectable finishes. As Alex Bowman got himself a top 20. So what a great job by Alex. Again, Alex is on the bubble. Again, the season is still young, but he's in last place. He's on that bubble. As Chase Elliott got himself a top 20. And David Reagan actually came back nicely from DNFing yesterday. He got himself a top 20. So what a great job. And there he is, Eric Jones. Below his standards, but still got in the top 20. And Christopher Bell rebounded from DNFing, and Phoenix rounds out the top 20. So let's see who DNF'd, as Johnson again had a horrible result. And I think he's really going to fall out of the season standings, as he's not really consistently getting, after that huge win in the season opener in Daytona, he's really fallen off the map and really fallen back off. So we'll see who DNF today. As again, Joey Gates No, Ryan Preece, as he needed points. Remember, we said he needed points. Well, he's not going to get them points because he DNF'd. As Daniel Suarez, again, we talked about it in the beginning of the race. We didn't feel like Daniel Suarez was going to carry that momentum and he was going to fall off because he needed points and he's out of it. So he DNF'd. So again, we talked about it in the pregame show before the race about these drivers and these points. We talked about Daniel and saying that we think that Daniel's going to not really, you know, be in that, you know, in the point standings, and we were right. As Brad Keselowski again showed great promise in this race, really had good success in Atlanta. We really just didn't know. This is the third time he's DNF'd. So what a great bad luck by Brad Keselowski as he DNF'd. As we really didn't get we got an answer from his pit crew, but we really didn't know why he spun out. So maybe we can, maybe the next race that comes up, we can actually get a report from Brad's pit crew to know why he spun out and why the car has just not been, the car has not been right ever since this year. So Brad Keselowski is really fighting with his car and really trying to figure it out this year. As Josh Bilicki again fell back down to earth and DNF'd. We don't know why he DNF'd. Again, Atlanta, very bumpy track and very known for a lot of crashes. As we see Reddick got into a crash, a couple crashes with, but not really big crashes. He got a crash with, as Brad DNF'd, and Keselowski spun out, as that's why Brad DNF'd. Then we seen him with Michael McDowell, as Michael McDowell came coming off of turn 1 and came out of the pits and actually bumped into Reddick, and Reddick hit the wall and spun out. But again, did not DNF. Took heavy damage, but again did not DNF. As Bilicki dropped back down to earth after some good showings these last couple races. Ever since Vegas, he's been on a hot streak, but seeing with that hot streak kind of went down as he fell back down to earth and DNF. And the last one was Quinn Hoff. Quinn Hoff DNF. So we've seen, and we talked about Josh Bilicki having that good run. And we've seen Josh Bilicki, we wondered if Josh Bilicki was going to fall back down to earth, and he did. So I don't think this will hurt him in the points. I think he'll still be up there. But with this DNF, as the next race comes on, as we go into the next race, is this in the back of Bilicki's mind? Is this DNF in the back of his mind, knowing that Tyler Reddick is consistently getting top 10? So what a great job by Tyler Reddick of staying in the top 10. Even though he didn't win the race, it felt like he won the race because he met his goal. Again, getting top 10s. So it seems like Reddick is not really slowing down. He just had a bad car today. We've seen that with this number 18. They'll have a good day and then they'll have a bad race with this car. So again, at Auto Club he could not turn and he got in 4th place. Well, in Phoenix they fixed that up and he had an excellent car. As he showed average speed, but still, it's still not a. It was a top car, but still, it was a decent car. As in today, it really didn't show that good speed. It really didn't show that good restart speed either. He was getting pretty much beat off straightaways and corner speed. I mean, corners all day long. So we'll see if this number 8 crew can figure it out. But again, Tyler Reddick's having top 10 cars. His crew is keeping him in being competitive, and that's all that Richard Childress wants. As Richard Childress got that big payoff anyways. So Atlanta, what a great showing by Kevin Harvick for winning his first year, winning his first race of the year. As we were talking about, Kevin Harvick really needs to win a race this year to really take the pressure off of him and really consistently get what Reddick's doing, building off of that win and consistently getting in good finishing, like in the top 20 will do every race. Same as Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is doing better than Kyle Busch this year. So as far as points, well, not as far as points, because I think Kyle's way ahead of Kurt. But again, Kurt Busch bounced back from really not showing the old Kurt Busch, so he bounced back. So as we get out of here and we show the results, as in the points, again, Tyler Reddick still in first place with 196 points, as Kevin Harvick actually got himself a win here in Atlanta, as we thought he was going to win in Phoenix, but again, Tyler Reddick, man, stole the show in Phoenix. And we talked about Ryan Blaney coming down in after the race and after the celebration of Tyler Reddick and giving him a big hug and saying, hey, you know, great job, great win, you know, you're doing it for a rookie. So what a great show of sportsmanship by Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney is a class act all the way, as Kevin Harvick really tying Ryan Blaney in points now, and really ahead of Blaney. Not really ahead by points because they're tied, but as far as that first win, Blaney needs to really get on the top and get that first win. So is Logano. Logano is in fourth. Kyle Busch in fifth, moved up a spot. Josh Bilicki did not hurt after DNFing, but we got to figure, is this in his mind? Will he drop out of that top 10? Will he drop out of the playoff because of this DNF? And really, you know, will all the rookies, like Christopher Bell, like Cole Custer, Ross Chastain, all these drivers, all these rookies that's in there, could they wake up after Bilicki's, you know, DNF? As Denny Hamlin is in seventh, he got himself a win. As Chase Elliott, you know, after that horrible, not a horrible, but he consistently staying and having good finishes. And Martin Truex and Kurt Busch round out the top 10. Again, these are the results. So that round of the top 10. So again, guys, whoever was watching my channel, thanks a lot. And I put this game up because I promised that I'll do a gameplay today, and I was just wasn't doing nothing, had some dinner, and I said, why not? So I decided to upload this video. So that's your results. And again, fastest lap was Joey Logano. There he is. And led the most laps was Joey, as he did in Phoenix. And on the move, there he is again. Started in the back and finished in the front, which is Tyler Reddick. And again, tough break for Josh Bilicki. Started in third and finished 39th. DNF. Wow, a rookie. So those are the stories, and those are the story events as we close on another race. As we close down another race, and we leave Atlanta Speedway, which was a great race by all these drivers, of showing good straightaway speed and good speed, and actually good drafting, bump drafting. We've seen a bunch of bump drafting at this today in Atlanta, and again, in Atlanta, we really don't see that. We really don't see that big those bump drafts. We really don't see that as often, like a super speedway. But they were drafting, and Reddick was drafting too. So what a great job by Tyler Reddick of putting Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch in good position to win. Because if Reddick would have never drafted those guys or even gave them bump drafts, who knows if they would have been there at the end. And Tyler Reddick really wanted the win. He really wanted the win. But again, just did not have good straightaway speed today. The car did not have speed. And he didn't really have good restart speed. So next race at Homestead in Miami, we're really going to have to figure that out. And the pit crew's really, and the crew's really going to have to tune that car up to be fast and competitive. We really want to stay in the race because these cars are showing that they're fast. And Kevin Harvick, after winning, he's got a ton of momentum, and so is Kurt Busch. And when you get those guys going, they're hard to stop. So, as you say, guys, if you like this and you want to follow more of Tyler Reddick's rookie career, and who knows what's going to happen to Josh Bilicki? Would Josh Bilicki do what B.J. McLeod just did? After DNFing, B.J. McLeod came back and got himself a top 11, top 20. So will Bilicki do that? Will Bilicki wake up and get himself a top, still continue to be in the top 10 and relatively stay competitive in the race and fight Tyler Reddick for Rookie of the Year? Because I don't see Cole Custer or Christopher Bell contending for Rookie of the Year this year. I see Bilicki because Bilicki is having strong starts. But again, that's the stories of the race. That's the stories of the events and the outcome. And you guys seen the standings. You guys seen the results and everything. So again, I'll stream this game. I'll stream it again tomorrow. Again, if you like what you see and you love my content, keep supporting me. Come back and like this video. Keep supporting me and subscribe to my channel. The more subscribers I get, the more content I can keep giving you guys. I hope you guys like my content because I love to have your subscription and love to have you guys watch my channel. So this has been me, Blades Only, from On the Top Lane. You guys have a wonderful night and be safe and come back and watch Tyler Reddick because he's on one magical run, guys. He's on one magical season. So but will this last? You know, he almost gave it away in Atlanta. So again, not showing that good straightaway speed. So the crew really needs to get this car up, get this car fast, because it's not showing that it's fast. So he had a poor outing. He's been getting poor qualifying too. And again, another storyline we could go by with Brad Keselowski of pitting. I mean, not pitting, but DNFing in 3 races. Will he bounce back? So again, great stories and great content on my channel. Like again, and keep coming back, keep supporting me, stay safe, and you know I'll be back tomorrow with this game, and you know I'll be back with more content. You guys be safe and have a good night. This has been On the Top with Blades Only. Thank you guys so much.